I'm done. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all I need.
So,
So
I mean, at that stage of the game, you're probably going to need something that you'll have the liquidity to escape on, also, right?
yeah, so all my plays are super high liquidity, like biggest positions. Bancor's got fucking
Yeah,
a
Bancor,
billion
there's
dollars.
no issue. Um,
Yeah, it's retarded liquid, and then Rook is retarded liquid too. It's like 50 million total in liquidity
Rook, yeah.
across
Ish-
sushi, and so big Rook, big Bancor. Then my side positions, side pieces. I've got a MTA, which is relatively liquid, but surprisingly, it's like one of the most bullish looking charts in my opinion right now. And then I've got a MPH, 88 MPH,
Yep.
which is relatively liquid as well. But both of those are like YOLOs. I get $10 MTA, or $400 MPH. I can dip the fuck out.
All right. All right. So,
Good.
welcome, everybody. Let me just do the introduction, and then I'll turn it over to you.
KJ, are we on YouTube right now?
Yeah, we are. We are live. I just made a
Yeah,
tweet,
let me.
so
All
you
right,
can
I
retweet
was just gonna
that.
ask that. I wanted to,
Yep.
find that.
Yeah, not financial advice, yada, yada, yada. But today we are doing the altcoin roundtable. Got the homie Messiah in the house. Always a pleasure. Stillman, Xavi, Big Chris.
What's up?
What's up? I mean, these are quality folks. So, I named it the altcoin roundtable, and the subtitle is how will you know when the top is in, basically. So I felt like that would be like a good thing to discuss. We spent a lot of time on the call yesterday talking about altcoins and what our expectations are, and I definitely like to get your take as well, because clearly it's heating up at this moment. But you got to realize like it can move very fast in both directions. So for somebody that's lived through multiple cycles, I definitely like to get your take on what you're looking for, Messi, and we could just shoot the shit. I think to me, like obviously Bitcoin made a strong move. I think we'll talk about Ethereum, but a little bit. But I'd like to talk, get as much alts going as possible because I think the timing is right for that. So normally,
I agree.
we'll have like a more balanced thing on our Sunday call, but we spent the whole day talking about alts because so many charts look primed to pop. So yeah,
I
yeah,
think the top is definitely not in on MTA.
No,
MTA.
shit. If it was, I would cry.
Let me pull it
Do you
up.
guys
I'm
guys
gonna pull it up.
remember that I brought that up too at the lows 2 weeks ago?
Dude, that was a
It's,
sick buy. It actually it looks a lot like the BNT BTC chart. So I mean, I'm pretty interested to see how this plays out. I believe we're about to reach a point at MTA where the inflation is going to be significantly lower. And also, they've just got a buy and make proposal that was voted in that went live. So
Oh,
10% of the protocol fees are going towards um,
well,
buy and make, which they've got a balancer pool, and what they actually do here is, I mean, that just looks insane to me. But what they actually do here is they, take those protocol fees and then they, put it in the balancer pool as one-sided liquidity, and what that actually will do is it, buys MTA and provides self-sustaining liquidity for MTA as well. So pretty excited about that.
I have the right chart up, right?
Yeah,
This is
MTA USD, or if you
yeah,
like, you
it's
can
like $3. $3. Does that make sense?
or if you don't want to fuck with Dex tools, you can pull up just MTA perp on FTX if you wanted to go the trading view route.
This is cool for me, but like this is the right chart though. It's like $3 and change, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, this looks pretty good. It's not bad.
I mean the main thing on MTA was, and one of the reasons why it underperformed in DeFi Summer so much as well. Their original, or just a little, I guess, background information for people that aren't familiar, which is probably most people. Um, Basically, MTA is a protocol for meta assets, and a meta asset is something like a stable coin. They've got an MUSD, which is a singular asset that represents a basket of assets or a basket of stable coins. So, rather, because we've got how many stable coins? Fucking 10 of them now, right? I can curse on your stream, right?
Mm-mm.
No,
No,
wait, are
we
you
do
serious?
we do a family show here, so Yeah, no.
Wait, you're serious or not? Are you fucking with me?
Yeah, fuck
Oh, I just said that word again. Okay. Fuck it, I'm cursing. Anyway.
Yeah. Curse
So
away.
you got this basket of stable assets, and right now there's I think 4 of them in there. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's basically just an AML. And what you do is I come in, I can deposit my USDT, USDC, whatever, and in return I get MUSD. But it's actually de-risked because of that, because now I don't have that singular exposure to just USDT to where hey, the regulators come in and something bad happens, and now I'm fucking stuck with a useless ass stablecoin that's not worth anything. So it's kind of a way to spread out that risk, between those different coins. But the interesting thing about this is, for the longest time, their AMM was actually broken. There was an issue with the basket, and what they were doing is they were offering zero slippage swaps between different stables. So the basket ended up being improperly weighted. And when one stable like USDT would reach a threshold or whatever, it just brought the whole system to a halt, which means fees come to a halt. Nobody else can deposit liquidity, so TVL becomes stagnant, et cetera, et cetera. But they've actually they hired this Galaxy brain from Casper Labs. I'm sure you guys have heard of that, Casper's having like an ICO or something, or some kind of sale.
Yeah, the ICO that nobody can get in.
Foz was trying to get into that the other night.
But they hired this Galaxy brain from Casper Labs to come in and develop a new AMM. And so then they developed something they're calling the incentivized constant sum automated market maker or something like that. But basically think of it this way. I can come in and they've got an MBTC meta asset. They've got an MUSD meta asset. I can come in and I can deposit my USDT or WBTC, et cetera, et cetera. And in return, I'm issued this meta asset. And then I can take that meta asset and I can deposit it in a vault and earn yield on that. So that yield is actually from a couple of different things, and they're able to offer higher yields than just lending out your USDT or whatever, because within the AMM itself, there's constantly like arbitrage and shit like that going on. So that generates fees, which are used to bolster the APY and the save vault. And also I believe they'll take these underlying assets and then lend them out as well on, maybe Compound or Aave or something like that. But, what we're looking at here, you've got a 3 Arrows Capital, project, Defiance, 3 Arrows, Alameda. I mean, literally every big VC who matters is in this. I know some people are sour on VCs. I never have been, because, somebody's got to have the money to pump this fucking bag, right? And aside from that, you're looking at something that has just been a total fucking stinker forever. This is probably the most disappointing asset of DeFi, period. Has a bad reputation. People don't want to touch it because it's kind of just down only. But if you draw the diagonal on this, it's really interesting. We're right at the precipice of breaking out.
I'm talking about the downtrend angle.
Yes, the downtrend angle. But I'm excited about this. I've been in this bag for a while. I don't believe I'll be getting long-term capital gains. We'll see what happens. But just in the sense that, just in the sense that this is something that has been a total stinker forever. No one is exposed to this. It's definitely not an oversubscribed trade. And also, they've just been building the level of organization development here, grinding is just really good. I do think
this isn't on Binance yet, is it?
This is going to surprise. No, it's not on Binance. It's on FTX. I had heard rumors that it was in the pipeline for a Binance listing, but that was like 4 or 5 months ago.
Well, you're pumping it right now, so.
It's
going up. It's going up.
Keep talking.
Do you want me?
Keep talking. We need more juice, sir.
If you don't mind, I'd like to just, because I was like fucking around with the chart a little bit. I haven't looked at this one.
Yeah, talk about the chart.
But let me give you my take on it. So yeah,
and I don't know about those wicks, like, because believe it or not, like that really crazy wick, I'm pretty sure that was me buying the top. So I don't know if I take that into account. I love if you use the cable bodies here, it's a lot cleaner.
So like
Is
just look,
that I don't think it's meta. It matters who is in that wick. If it's there, it's there.
yeah,
So
it's part of the chart.
That was definitely me just being an absolute fool at the end of DeFi
Wait,
summer.
so this was you, the one that I have the arrow next to is you?
No, the was look at that
origin
big wake up to like $11. I literally bought the exact top on MTA last summer.
Damn.
Because I just had a huge win on Curve. I just went full retard on it.
I
got
remember
like a big
this was like
2x.
around the tendies time, right?
Yeah, I think I dumped 700.
It was like maybe I
MTA
remember.
at like $11, so I got smoked on that.
We were talking about. Oh man, you held the whole time, huh?
Oh, I did. I think I had about.
Did you buy more?
60,000 MTA. Oh, well, so when it got below $1, I was just feeling so shitty about it, and I just started thinking like,
You
there's
have
no
to buy
fucking
more.
way,
Then,
like,
right?
yeah, like I've got to buy more. I've got to fucking buy more. I mean, at some point, if I've learned anything, like when the conditions are right, if the fundamentals are good,
Yeah.
at some point it's gonna fucking go. And maybe it's not the best performer, but at the same time, I was looking at a project that I knew wasn't a rug.
Right.
So for right now, a rug for me would be devastating. Like I was telling before we got started, like I'm just trying to get a 3x and get the fuck out of here. Like that's actually like I know this sounds.
So it sounds like you're trading your P&L a little bit, though, right?
It does, but at the same time, I'm at a point where I can do that. Like I'm not concerned where the top is.
Famous
I know
last words.
I know what the market conditions are.
Yeah.
I know where my portfolio stands, and for me, 3x is enough money to where I'm literally retired for life and living like a surgeon.
I'm fucking pulling for you, bro. I'm pulling for you.
Yeah, and I know like people are gonna give me shit or whatever like when I do sell, but at the same time,
Who cares?
You get a fat ass bag of staples and you're making 20-30% APY on that, like. That's insane. Like,
Yeah.
And not exposed to any kind of, directional risk at all. Like that's just such an ideal situation. So that's the thing for me, looking at these charts right now and the current market conditions, I'm just thinking to myself, like, bro, you can bang out a 3x on your portfolio. Like, that's just not that much. I think things are about to go 5-10x. But the main thing for me, I'm not trying to have a repeat of 2018. I'm not trying to fucking. Are you in a robe?
Yeah.
You are, aren't you? Do you have anything on under that?
No. Butt ass naked.
No.
Nope.
Are you for real?
I just took a shit.
You're for real, butt ass naked, streaming in your robe.
Yeah, I always do that.
Okay, respect.
Gotta let my balls
I respect the confidence.
Messi asked me, "Am I in a robe? Is this a family-friendly show?" Oh,
dude,
man.
sitting here, butt
coming from the guy who was literally streaming in an ape costume.
Dude, that's a little different than being butt ass naked in a robe, like on YouTube. What the fuck are you doing?
Dude, if Gather hits $5, I'm gonna shit my pants on the stream.
I'll shit my pants too.
That's the bet. I will literally
I'll
shit my
too.
pants. I'll have my wife change me.
I actually had a bunch of people in the Hero Labs Discord asking about Gather and charts and shit for that. I know you've been pretty bullish on that, so I'm interested in hearing your thesis. I want to know what Stillman's on right now too, because that amp call ended up being insane.
Stillman,
the last time we streamed.
Stillman's the truth. So
But,
real quick,
you know,
let me talk about MTA real
go
quick,
ahead.
and then I'll turn it over. We'll hear what Stillman's got to say.
Sure.
Because I want to help you here. No, I'm just seeing what I see. This is accumulation, right? You're saying 3 arrows capital is in here. Look at the volume down here. It's fucking dead. And, if you listen to, like, sentiment, you could hear it in Messi's voice. I'm sure this was a painful time for you.
Dude, it was awful.
Yeah.
So I was literally having like, PTSD.
This
so
must have been
hard,
very
like,
painful. And when you look at it, look at the structure of this. So you have a neckline. This is the capitulation, right? So when it hits like $2.50 and then goes to below $1, that's like 60-70% down, right?
Dude,
after going down from $11. So like this was the dip that really killed this market. Then you get a bounce and people are probably like, oh shit, something's happening. Retest the low. This segment from November to the end of December, while Bitcoin is pumping, mind you, as well, and there were some other alts performing, this must have been absolutely devastating for anybody in this coin. And that's where your second low comes in. It doesn't break, and you end up breaking out of this thing. As soon as you break out, you test this neckline, and retest the box, which holds, and then you pump. And you get stopped by this. Well, this diagonal didn't really exist at that point, so you can't say that this was what stopped it. But it pumps, makes a nice little pump over here, and then rejects again. You do this thing where you bounce, take out these lows, and this holds, gives you a nice daily candle. You're now using these MAs as support. I like this candle here. You get the big volume climax, not climax, but the big volume breakout.
Spike.
Yeah, it's a breakout, and it gets rejected by this neckline. However, the candle still closes green, and now you have upward momentum towards it. Keep in mind also, this candle wick was a retest of the top of this box, which held again. So you've now tested this box twice. You have the volume breaking out. The atmosphere is good for alts. And, I'd be watching for this to break out above this and do some sort of bullish structure and then go for it and retire Messi. So it looks pretty good to me. And I like the daily candle
Please
right
buy
now.
my bags and retire me.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
Yeah,
I'm not asking much.
It looks good. It looks good. And, I'm not the fundamental guy anymore. Like, I trust people that, there are people out there that are way better than me. And I take their word for it because they have track records. Someone like Stillman, Xavi, Messiah. These people, if they say the fundamentals are good, I look at the chart and the chart looks good, it makes sense to me. So I really like what this is doing, actually. It looks pretty fucking bullish. I would watch for this level to break because that would coincide also with the downtrend line. You could get a big pop out of this, especially if the volume keeps creeping in.
So
and then you have
just
Suzu
thinking about how
pumping.
big the pop could be, pull up the MTA chart versus Ethereum. That's I think that tells.
I think that's what I was looking at, actually.
This is versus USD. If you pull up MTA ETH, yeah, and you look at, if we were to manage to have a break, what's going on?
I'm trying to.
And Dexel just stepped their game up. I hadn't been on that shit in a minute, but
yeah, they're pretty good.
That looks pretty good, yeah. But if you go to MTA versus Ethereum, I think it tells a more complete story.
I mean, it's completely wrecked, right? This looks this looks
unbelievably wrecked.
This is not something I would buy necessarily, because it's not showing me any sign of doing something versus ETH. But the good news is ETH is fucking bullish here. I believe that ETH is bullish. I think that the dip that broke the structure the other day on the Ethereum BTC side, like, because people sold, like, really, that's why you sold. Like, we drew this box, like, I think here. It was like, this circle. Like, me and Xavi were talking, like, yo, it's got to come here. Everybody thinks this is rock hard support. It'll do a stop run somehow into this circle, and then that'll stop everybody out, and everyone will hate ETH. And sure enough, you have the Beeple FUD, gives you this dump, and now you got a beautiful daily candle. Like, this can pump.
Who gives a fuck if that nerd sells his Ethereum?
Yeah, exactly. What'd they expect him to do? Did people not foresee that
Yeah,
happening?
I mean, if you got a fucking dude that's been jacking off and drawing digital art for 10 years, and now all of a sudden he finds himself with almost $100 million, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck
Why
do?
wouldn't he sell? I mean,
Come on.
that was the equivalent to me of, like, when Twitter got hacked and Biden and Obama and everybody and Elon got hacked, Kanye, I think, and they were doing the Bitcoin scam, and Bitcoin retraced to like 9K in that wave. That was literally your golden entry. If you long that, like, people don't remember. Some people don't have a great memory, but we were doing this stream with Benjamin Bluntz that day. Bitcoin hit 9,000. And I said, this is bullshit. It's a bull market. It dumped like 2%. Everybody's fucking scared. When you think about it, fundamentally, there's nothing bearish about this whatsoever. It just shook everybody out and made you bearish. Long now. And, that was 9K. Here we are, almost 60K. But with Ethereum, the 0.03 level is like psychological. Oh, it can't go below that. But, it looks kind of bullish. So just because something like this doesn't look bullish yet versus Ethereum, it's still moving up as Ethereum's starting to show strength.
One of the interesting things about that Ethereum Bitcoin chart is where it found support is the volume weighted average price for the decade.
Oh, wow.
On Binance, at least.
Really? Yeah, it's a significant level. I mean, you can get a wick into here. If this candle closed here and then like got rejected by the bottom of this, then I'd say it's fucking bearish. But That didn't happen, right? So what
No, I
happened
mean,
was you got a
think
bull
about-
flag. It gave you a bull flag here, and which then broke out with the Visa news. So
I mean, the thing about
Looks pretty
Ethereum
good.
for me is I really am getting the same kind of vibes as I remember at the end of DeFi summer, like Ethereum, maxis and DeFi dudes, like everybody had just been dunking on the Bitcoin people for like 3 months straight.
dude, fucking
like, haha,
ICX.
let's start
God
being-
damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Let's fucking suck to be in Bitcoin, right now while we're all making life-changing money, blah, blah, blah. Like that's like exactly what's going on right now with Ethereum and Ethereum-based DeFi, in my opinion. I think everybody is hilariously underexposed to both of them.
I'm hilariously underexposed to ICX because I didn't fucking set my order. And
Well,
look at
now
that
you can
bounce.
now you can just watch it go up and,
Yeah,
and
now I'm gonna have to watch it go up. God
consider
damn
your
it.
theoretical P&L.
Dude,
Yeah.
all right. So real quick, ICX is mad bullish. Like there's nothing bearish about this. Okay, like anybody that's watching, like this is fucking bullish. I was trying
Luckily,
to get.
this is happening market wide, so you can just catch something else.
Thank God. Stillman.
Yeah,
I know
everything's going up.
it's like 4 a.m. where Stillman's at. So I want to turn.
No, it's just 2:30 so far.
I want to
We're
turn it
still
over to
very
you.
hot
What
here,
do you
so
got
it's-
for us, Stillman? I'm going to turn it over to you. If you want to
So
share your screen, you're allowed to do that as well.
yeah, cool. I'll do that. First of all, I want to answer 2 questions that caught my attention.
Ugh, this is so bullish, by the way.
I'm sharing my screen,
Okay.
so you don't have to look at ICX anymore.
No, I have to get it. God damn it. 253. That it was the entry by 10 cents. 10 cents.
The one that got away. So Sam 1117P asked, just joined. I want to ask the panel, does anyone do any yield farming? I tried it with Ampleforth. We wrapped Ethereum, the price from $2 to less than $1, and it cost me 10K. Any safe yield farming options? So something I want to point out there is that when you are liquidity providing, you are shorting volatility in that pairing. So if you're starting out choosing something like a like Ampleforth, like a rebase coin, is not the best idea because those things can get really, really volatile. So I wouldn't do that. And if you aren't you could either go for very, very stable pairs for just small fee farming basically. But what most yield farmers do is they put in the work, do the FA, and they go into early farms that are incentivized. And those incentives are supposed to protect you against a permanent loss to some degree. And in best case, if you're early and you got a real good pick there, then the incentivized tokens that you are getting on top of the fees in that pool, those are going to be your main yield. So that's an advice I would give you. And then another question, because I showed that on Twitter the other day. Elastic DAO. So this got very volatile in terms of its FA, basically, because they are having all these discussions out in the open that you would normally have behind closed doors behind the devs. And today, one of the devs stepped down, and another one stepped up, and all of that. So, so far, I still think it's growing pains, and I still think that the project is very, very interesting. They also got in an endorsement by the Alchemix dev, which is also very, very high profile new product coming out. So currently, I'm not too worried yet, but I'm watching it, and I'm watching basically the developments there more so than the price chart.
What are we
so-
looking at right now? I can't see the ticker.
Yeah.
That's Chromia, and I'm pulling this up because like on last Sunday call, I brought up tons of altcoin charts, and the thing that they all had in common were this formation down here, this thing. And on KuCoin, things have been going crazy for like 2 months now, like absolutely crazy, like 100x's crazy. And I saw this formation come up on a lot of the charts before the true breakout, this like cylinder type thing. And now they like last weekend, you actually saw like the end of those structures coming in on a lot of Binance shitcoin charts. So I was looking through all of them, like through KuCoin and Binance, and I found a bunch of them that all have, this one isn't as pretty, but Red I think was a nice one, OST and ELF. Here it's coming out there. ELF with a very typical structure. That one broke out today. Let me find some more. Yeah, Bread was very, very nice. So you had that going on. KMD has been in this for a little while longer. Null, same thing. This one, yeah, this one was very nice, very, very close to breaking out. So we saw that on a lot of Binance charts. So that's why I was thinking shitcoins on Binance are going to start pumping hard. And they already started, like Metal broke out really, really hard today. And what I didn't bring up on the Sunday call was where that structure shows up other than here, and that's on Bittrex. Where is it? Bittrex scams. On Bittrex in 2017. So a reason why I was thinking that we'd get shitcoin season was this. Same thing, right? With the cylinder coming out of that dump, and eventually it just flips it and puts in bull flags and then goes parabolic. And you saw that on PivX2. Just a couple of examples for you guys. There, same thing, right? You can see how these structures developed and then went parabolic. And I don't expect this exactly. Like, I don't expect this to happen. But still, this structure is very, very typical coming out of, and especially if we zoom in, like, doesn't this look very, very familiar? If you look at charts right now, I think for DGB that's even a bit more typical. Like, they get totally wrecked against BTC, and then they just bottom out a little bit, and then they shoot out of it, and that's also what was happening on KuCoin. Where is it? I really like the CHR chart became some type of like a prototype to me. Yeah, there it is. Sorry for moving the screen so much. So same thing, like gets super wrecked and then forms the cylinder and breaks out and melts faces. So this is something you can spot on a lot of coins right now. And this is the alpha that you're getting. There's still some out there that haven't broken out yet. I also showed you that list earlier. So that's basically what motivated me to just buy, spray shooting mode style, buy a bunch of shitcoins. And in my opinion, this is starting the blow off top phase for alts, and I don't think that FA matters much anymore. We had the FA based pump with like DeFi, and now we saw DeFi lagging these past months, and actually absolutely, stuff that, I mean, CHR is kind of solid, but there is a lot of stuff that is pumping right now that has no right to go up. And I think it's important to keep that in mind while the multipliers happen. So yeah, that's what I wanted to present today real quick.
What happens after the blow off top?
Then either Bitcoin takes over, which I favor, like I'm leaning towards that. Bitcoin takes over for at least another leg, or we top. But I think this is we have hints, right? Like the fact that this is so much resembling to 2017 could also be an indicator that we are actually getting a Bitcoin taking over. It's not like 2018 in my opinion so far, the price action and the whole market structure and everything, the sentiment too. I think it's very different. So I'm leaning towards Bitcoin taking over, but as we are pretty far along in the bull market, personally, I'm taking profits out of these plays into both Bitcoin and stables. Like some of the money, like I already took money out, and the money I'm taking out. Thank you to Crypto Mikey for advising me on that too. Like the money I'm taking out stays out of the market. I'm not getting tempted to throw that back in at some top when I'm feeling euphoric. So that's what I've been doing since. I'm leaning towards Bitcoin, doing another leg, but I don't have to have all my money in that when it happens. Basically,
Are you saying you don't want to pull a Newton?
I don't want to pull a Newton.
Stillman, let me ask you: you think this time it's going to be different, where Bitcoin, so alts will have their blow off top, then Bitcoin will continue, and then, I mean, will alts just downtrend, and then Bitcoin puts a top in, and then alts capitulate, or would that imply that if Bitcoin continues to make new highs, that the actual
that eventually they go again, basically?
Yeah, and make new highs in the cycle.
I mean, back in 2017, we had a long period where Bitcoin took over, right? Like half a year. And the question is, is like global macro going to allow for that to happen again, like the same way? I doubt it currently. Obviously, I don't know, but I'm at least preparing for the case that that's not what's going to happen. And yeah, like I think if it can just mimic that thing and then eventually do like another leg on the blow off top, then why not? It depends what's putting in the top for Bitcoin, right? If it's 2018 style, then that's allowed to happen again. If it happens differently, like for example, if the top of Bitcoin happens suddenly on some type of like heavy global crypto regulation, FUD, something like that, I doubt that altcoins would have their month to pump afterwards, right? That's just an example. It doesn't have to be that, but
interesting.
Like a March 18 bounce or something.
Yeah, and it's like Messi said, if you played the market since like at least last year, it doesn't matter that much. I mean, Messi said he doesn't need to get the top. He just needs a bit more like than he is now. And then obviously, we might feel inclined to just continue to play the market and just play it by ear and see what happens. But we don't need to have all our capital in that one basket, in my opinion. As the bull market progresses, obviously gets riskier and riskier and riskier, and we see that in the type of assets that are pumping right now. Like I keep having CHR up here, which is not really fair to the coin actually, but there's a lot of stuff that has been pumping hard that just should be dead, and it's not because it's market cycles. So I think the fact that
this guy is so fucking annoying. Sorry, Stillman. Like,
do we have one?
Chris, can you throw this fucking guy out of here? Like, he's pissing me off because, like, literally, we're doing this because I enjoy talking to Messiah, Stillman, and Xavi. Like, I'm not trying to sell you anything right now. What the fuck are you talking about? These guys don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to sell. Do you hear what Stillman just told you? He just gave you mad alpha. Like, people like that are the reason why you don't have nice things. Like, literally, we don't need to do this. We really don't.
Bro, you always get so mad. Like
I do, because it's like it's a fucking waste of my time to entertain these assholes.
Think about this though, he's in here being a dick or whatever, but at the same time he's watching your stream, yeah.
Exactly, he's a cuck. He's a fucking cuck.
Sam. I think between the people in here, there may be 20 to 30 years of crypto experience, which is quite a bit. I would imagine that's probably more than you have. So
Oh,
Even if we were trying to sell you something, and I am.
You shit. We're gonna get a 3x, and we're gonna all be retired. That's what's gonna happen.
Buy my fucking bags.
Never
Maybe
fucking
you
see
can
us again.
get retired like me.
he just gave you a dislike. Look at this.
Oh, he
Yeah.
just.
It's all right.
We
Let's
fucking
not
dislike.
focus.
Ooh.
Let's not focus on that too much.
I'm gonna sell you.
Yeah,
I'll sell you a
just-
story about how my wife got like a home waxing kit and fucking put it on my ass crack. That's a story I'm gonna sell you tonight. Okay, you fucking piece of shit.
I actually want to hear that story.
I'll give you a warning about never let your wife do that to you. It's not worth it.
Right, so I'm just curious, KJ. Because you come from two opposite sides of the hairy world. You're on the Korean side, which no body hair, and then you've
No
also
hair.
got the Jewish side, abundance of body hair. So
I'm
which
not
one
a
are you?
hairy
Are you
guy.
like some weird combination? Like
So my pubic hair is like Asian hair. So it's like long and straight.
silky and soft.
I can part it like in the middle if I grow it really long.
Okay.
It's so crazy. Like now, you shave your balls, right? When I was a
You
kid,
are a ball shaver. Yeah.
yeah, I couldn't wait to have pubes because they came late. So now I have them. I don't want them, but I'm not a hairy person in general. Just down there is hairy, but my face not hairy.
You got a hairy ass. That's
Yeah.
what you're trying to tell us.
Yeah, I do.
Huh.
So my wife gets this fucking kit, and it's COVID, right? We got nothing to do. We're bored, laying in bed. And she's like, come on, let me do it. Let me do it. And I'm like, no. And she just kept nudging me to do it. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll try it. Let's see. and she didn't know how to do it. It was extremely painful. And the craziest thing about it is like after you do it, it's still sticky. I was sticky like in my ass crack for like 2 days. So every time I farted, the fart didn't come out. It like stuck in my asshole. Like it was the strangest
What?
sensation ever. Like you can't imagine what that felt like, and I was scared to take a shit because I thought it wasn't gonna come out. But don't just at the end of the day, just don't do it. Don't do it. And if you do it, go
What
to
is
a
going on
professional.
here?
No, I'm serious. It was the weirdest thing ever to like have stickiness where every time you fart, the fart gets like trapped between your ass crack. And it was a
I
very
don't know that feel. For me, like my biggest fear is, I haven't been able to trust a fart in years. And I think I haven't been able to trust a fart. We don't do a lot of butt stuff in my marriage, but this one time my wife jammed her fingers up my butt
Oh, I
while
don't
we were
like
having
that.
sex.
I don't like that.
I don't like it. We don't do that shit anymore. I said I don't play that game. That shit's exit only. But ever since that, I haven't been able to trust my farts. And I know when I fucked up, when I'm walking, and I can feel my ass cheeks vertically sliding against each other.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh shit, I need to get to the toilet, right the fuck now. I've got doo-doo butter, lubricating my butt cheeks.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
yeah, with that, and protein shakes and stuff like that are, they're just a nightmare. This one time, I think I talked about this on your stream before, maybe not, but I still remember this one time. Do you remember that post-workout called Dark Matter? It was made by MHP.
Yes, I do. I remember that.
It was one of my favorite post-workouts forever, and the consistency is like a watery. It's almost like Jell-O that hasn't set in yet. Some people think it's nasty. I actually kind of liked it in a weird way.
Dark man.
But I still remember this one time, my wife and I were going to a party. I got back from the gym and she's yelling at me, hurry the fuck up, hurry the fuck up. I'm like, okay. And I, drank my dark matter. I've been fasting all day. That shit went straight through me. So, I put on, I had on my socks, I had on my underwear or whatever, and I farted. And literally that dark matter came straight up my ass. It was green and gooey. It ran literally imagine like 8 ounces of straight diarrhea running down your leg. It was all over the floor, on my
Holy
socks.
shit.
It was all over my underwear. My wife looks at me with rage in her eyes, and she grabs me. And my wife's fit as fuck. She's pretty strong for a woman. She grabs my ass and throws me in the tub and turns the fucking shower on while I got my clothes on. So, I mean, that was the last time I shit my pants like real bad. That was about 2 years ago.
The last time I shit my pants, I was at Six Flags, and the night before I had like Taco Bell, and they had some deal back in the day where you get like 5 tacos, and I ate all 5, and the next day my stomach was hurting, so I felt like I was holding my shit the whole drive to Six Flags, and before we got into the park, I went to pee in the urinal. So it's packed and I'm peeing, and I farted, but it was a shitty fart, but it was like a lot, and like I literally shit myself at the urinal. So the whole day, I had like a shitty ass. It was extremely uncomfortable. But if you guys enjoy this, basically you can blame Sam for this now, because this is what I'm selling you. I'm selling you shitting my pants stories and waxing my ass.
We went from alpha to shitting our pants.
So if I don't get at least 100 likes right now, we will continue to talk about horrible discussion.
Yeah, come on, we've got 200 people watching right now.
Yeah, I only have 52 likes, so I'm just
that's criminal. That's criminal, guys. Hit that like button.
I will continue because I have more. We have more.
Stillman, have you ever shit your pants, bro?
Nope.
You're a fucking liar. I don't trust you anymore. Never. I don't trust a guy who has never shit his pants.
Mm-hmm.
Not in adult life.
No.
No.
Stillman's from Germany, so this is very.
Oh, y'all don't put the American shit, eh?
No, he doesn't like this.
Oh, okay.
He's very.
KJ, it seems like Tezos is pumping.
Of course it is.
Is it really?
It's supposed to. It's about time, the fucking thing.
It's cause that the chart was a mirror image of OMG's chart.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Yeah, is OMG pumping?
Yes.
A little bit. It's getting.
Oh, Tezos is pumping. Yeah,
getting going.
I said there's no way this doesn't go to $5. There's no way.
I mean, everyone's hilariously underexposed to Tezos. Tezos is almost worse than MTA. Like that shit has just been a stinker for so fucking long.
Yeah. Still your favorite shits. Xavi, anything
Chart
you
looks
want to
good.
talk about?
I like that.
Yeah, this is bullish.
Wait. Only 90 likes so far. Only 91 likes now.
Okay, all right. You want to hear another story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one? I could tell
Xavi,
you
have
about
you shit your pants?
Xavi.
So, someone just removed the like he put. Wow.
Oh, he took the like back.
Xavi, have you ever shit your pants?
I'm more of like a vomit guy. I vomit myself.
Okay. That's even worse, man. To be honest, I can look at doo-doo, smell doo-doo all day, but if somebody pukes around me and I smell it, like I'm gonna puke too.
Xavi is a vomit guy. That's right. He is. He can't hold his liquor.
Kind of interesting.
I've seen Xavi vomit actually multiple times.
Do you puke and rally, or
It's a true story.
or when you puke, it's game over?
No, he's very frail. It's not.
I'm very obnoxious. Like anything can make me puke. Like a bad smell, a bad sight. Like I'm very sensitive.
If we were just riding down the road and I farted and I turned the child lock on in the car so you couldn't roll your windows down, you'd probably throw me out.
Oh yeah, it'd be over. It'd be over.
All right.
Oh my
Okay.
god. All right. So let me. They're asking for gather. The people won't gather. Obviously,
Give the people what they want.
the people want
Kyber
it.
Network looks really good,
The people want
by the
it.
way. So just
What?
have that chart open.
Which one?
Kyber Network,
Oh
KNC.
yeah. I'm long. Yeah. Yep.
KNC,
Pushing.
ZRX. Like, we're looking at literal DeFi backbones. So many people use both of those networks and have no idea. These things are fucking ancient. They've been around forever. They've been developing forever. Like both of those, in my opinion, are solid at least 2 to 3 X's with
God
decent
willing.
liquidity.
God willing.
God
Yeah.
willing, as long as Ethereum keeps playing ball.
I
here.
long KNC because I recognized in 2019 I saw that like it was like Engine. There was a couple coins, Engine, Matic, and KNC all like pumped together. So, you know, KNC was the laggard, so I played that. You know, I missed Engine and Matic.
Matic's been on a tear.
Yeah, it's on fire.
Polygon now. Yeah.
Yep, Poly. Yeah, so
Polygon. Well, Matic rebranded to Polygon for some reason. You know,
Yeah.
That's how I know it's a bull market. You know, we rebrand to Polygon and it's off to the
and
moon.
pump. Yeah. So this guy, you know, you have your exchange listing pump here. They have mainnet right around the corner. And you know, this move definitely stopped out a lot of people. You retest the top of this structure, and this holds. So I would be looking for a move like up here. If you move up here, this can go like incredibly parabolic at like 30 million market cap. I find this to be still extremely undervalued, especially being that they're going to be onboarding real world customers. And they also talked about Series A is happening right now. There's a crazy.
KJ, what is Gather?
All right, so
You know,
Gather
what
basically what they do is you run a huh? What? So you run a plugin. Basically, what Gather allows content creators to do, not just content creators, but like if you have like a streaming platform or a website or anything that brings in traffic, right? You can get paid. It's kind of like the same way you get that notification that it's like, do you want to use the cookies or whatnot? It would be like, hey, do you want to lend out a little bit of your computing power to, you know, non-noticeable? And in the background, it's mining Gather as well as other cryptocurrencies. And what they do is they take that computing power and they sell it as a cloud service to enterprises.
Interesting.
Yeah, so basically, you know, I've heard ideas like this before, but the thing about Gather is they have like almost 400 clients signed up already to start using it, and you know they've tested it. We're in testnet right now. Mainnet's at the end of the month, so any day now. But quite literally, you know, their first month's revenue is going to be like 400K, and the CEO Reggie is running it like a real business. These guys raised $300,000 in the dojo in 2017, and literally, I did not expect this to go anywhere. But not 2017, 2018. It was like at the top of the bull market, they raised 300K for Gather, and then the market crashed, and it was like 3 years of like no exchange listing.
It doesn't matter what your fucking project was back then. Like
Yeah. It doesn't matter what it was, but the fact that like they only raised 300K and they invested their own money to stay alive, and now built this business that's a real business, I think it gives them like a leg up on a lot of other projects, because let's face it, there are plenty of projects that raised 10 to 100 to $1 billion and really haven't delivered shit or not making any money. Their whole business model is we sell you tokens and then we buy Lambos. That's the business model, right?
cash grab model.
Yeah. So Gather's business model is they're running a real business. They're doing a Series A. There's crazy demand. It filled up super quick. They're making from day one, when they go live on mainnet, they're gonna be making 400,000 a month. We would expect that number to go up as more people realize that, you know, it's a good thing when you're if you're a content creator, you get an extra 140% on top of what your normal ad revenue would be to run Gather, right?
So is there any value accrual to the token from that revenue, or how is that?
Yeah. So they do a 20% buyback in USDT. So a
Sure.
buyback and burn. So basically, you know, whatever they're making, and I think that would be done quarterly. But let's say they stick to their run rate without any growth, and they get, you know, making 400,000. That's like a little over $1 million. That means they would be taking 120,000 in USDT and then buying Gather and burning it with it. However, yeah, it's kind of nice, right? So that's one of the attractive parts of the model. As far as the token, they also do like child chains, but you know, frankly, I'm not that good of explaining that arm of what they do. There's a governance component, but to me, the real sell is it's a buyback and burn token, and it's extremely undervalued, and they're a real business, so they have no vest. You know, obviously, you'd want to sell tokens at some point, but like, you know, it's not like RSR or XRP where there's like billions of or hundreds of millions of dollars worth of VC tokens. There is none, you know, like it doesn't exist. And,
Right.
you know, they're making money, and everything that they've done for the past 3 years would show you that they're a real business. And, you know, people are about to see, because Reggie has teased like a few different things and in regards to like large clients. So all it would take for me is like if a large client were to say, "Hey, we're going to monetize our platform with Gather," like it goes from 30 million to like 500 million, like pretty quickly. So that's why I like it. Obviously, down here is when I first started talking about it more prominently, because it was so clearly undervalued. But compared to like what I'm seeing out there and what I know about the project, you know, I don't see why this isn't in the top 100 in like the next few months. So I think it's got major upside. So that's what I have to say about that.
Really quick, this dude has blocked me on Twitter, but I just saw this and I have to say something about it. So Peter Brandt, you guys are familiar
Peter Brandt,
with him,
the deleter. Yeah.
Yeah, the tweeter Peter the deleter.
Yep.
But he is tweeting that he said, as a trader since 1975 of futures and FX, I've been involved in 3 bankruptcies of brokerage firms. I've learned the clues of these bankruptcies. Coinbase displays all of the signs of bankruptcy to happen. Get your money and coins out now before it's too late. There's going to be a run on withdrawals from Coinbase in the days ahead. Just watch. You will be getting the stall treatment, non-responsive requests, and limits on withdrawals. These are the signs of trouble ahead. Please RT this if you agree. Notice to SEC News and FINRA before finalizing IPO for Coinbase. Suggest you post public notice on social media sites requesting letters from investors and traders whose money has been misappropriated by the firm.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah. I think he's souped. He's going to be butthurt, and then he'll end up deleting that tweet.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, dude, why though? Like,
I don't know.
Where's the evidence? I mean, Coinbase has.
They're about to do IPO right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and isn't it kind of impossible for Coinbase to do what he's saying? Like, because of, you know, this shit's on the blockchain. If they were insolvent or, you know, they didn't have this Bitcoin they say they have, like, wouldn't people know?
That'd be pretty wild.
Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I saw that. And
No, it's good.
I was just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what the hell is this dude talking about?
I've never had a problem with them. I mean, I don't like what they do, but like as far as like,
yeah, I mean, their customer service is fucking trash.
not great. Yeah, but like still, like the idea of them pulling like we're insolvent or an exit scam or something like that. Like, no, I don't think so. Their potential is too great. I mean, as a company. I mean, what is he thinking?
I don't know. It's fucking dinosaur.
Anyway.
Needs to shut the fuck up. Stay in your lane, Peter.
Yeah, he does need to shut the fuck up. What the fuck is he talking about? But back to the question at hand, because I think the people watching, as long as that Sam's still here, I'm gonna sell you something else, Sam. But we're talking about how will you know the top is in, Messiah? Like, what do you look for? I mean.
Just the signs of euphoria. We're already seeing some of the top signs. You know, Twitter traders are making their own projects and coins. You know, which for me is, I mean, it's kind of a red flag. As much as I like these guys, you know, an old time saying, never buy a Twitter trader coin. If you guys remember Star Credits, or I mean, there's tons of bullshit ass Twitter trader coins, you know, that have been in existence throughout the years.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people buy supercars. You know, we've seen a bit of that. You know, people are buying.
We've seen this though for like 6 months though. You know,
shit like that.
If you just looked at shit like that, you'd be out of the market.
Yeah, but those aren't end all be all. You know, top signs. Those are top things though. You know, for me, I do think that the top has got to be near. I mean, we're looking at altcoins that, you know, almost everything is reaching absurd valuation. You know, there's definitely greed in the air. You know, people are buying NFTs, you know, which for me is a huge sign of the top. You know, people are going to be stuck, you know, holding the bag of these dog shit ass NFTs. I don't care what you say. Like, your NFTs aren't going to be worth jack shit when the bear hits. Here's the thing. When the bear hits, if you know, God forbid, hopefully not, you know, maybe we're dead men walking and this is complacency right now. It certainly doesn't look like it, but
I don't
think
so.
Let's humor this. Here's the thing, you know, let's say this is the top, and let's say a month from now we're all looking at it and we're like, holy shit, that was the top. Like, we're so stupid. It was so obvious in retrospect, right?
Right.
If I have shit coins, I have liquidity to sell into. If I have NFTs, what the fuck am I gonna do? You know, like, nobody's gonna buy that shit. Like, come on, what the fuck are you talking
Depends
about?
on which one it is, right?
Yeah, it depends on which one it is. But,
I don't know much about them, but I'll say this: if there's a bear market for NFTs, like I'm sure there will be, like I might buy the dip on that. A year from now or something, just like hodl some shit.
Here's the thing though, and maybe I'm just in fucking disbelief, but I mean, I'm looking at this situation right now, and in 2017, the top was when everything pumped together. Bitcoin was going nuts, altcoins were going nuts, Ethereum was going nuts, everything was going nuts. It doesn't matter who you were, everybody was in a great mood on Twitter, everybody was making money. We were all fucking geniuses, right?
Yeah,
I haven't really felt like a genius yet. And granted, I've got a lot of money, right? But I don't feel yet like, yo, bro, like you're a killer, only you could have done this. Like, this is insane. Like, I don't really have that like genius level feeling yet. And I don't think really anybody does. I mean, we really haven't had a period of time to where everything has fucking pumped. And really, I'd say the most obvious top sign to me is when you look at the market and it's becoming difficult to find setups. Everything is just gone up or going up. I don't think we're there yet. I'm kind of thinking top maybe this summer. I think Ethereum is going to get really bullish into EIP 1559. I think Ethereum is about to steal the show, big time from Bitcoin. I think we're going to have an alt season for, I'd say 2 to 3 months. And then I think the party's going to be fucking over. I think Bitcoin's going to go to 100K, 106. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go that far beyond that, but maybe I'm just a fucking dumbass and I'm short-sighted. I just don't see, who in their fucking right mind is buying a Bitcoin for 100K? Can you imagine mortgaging your house, for one Bitcoin? Like, the fuck? That's insane.
I feel like retail's pretty much priced out at this point on Bitcoin.
Yeah, retail's totally priced out of Bitcoin. I think that's fantastic for altcoins. I think people are going to come in and, people are going to look at, because now people know, the last bull run, I think people had heard of Bitcoin. Maybe they'd heard of Ethereum. But, I've got friends of mine that are like not crypto people at all. They're asking me like, what do you think of KNC? What do you think of 0x? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And, like I started getting scared because they started asking me about this shit in like February, and that was kind of like a local top, right? But I don't think it's the end all be all top.
It's more like an adoption cycle now, though.
But when I'm looking at, and I hate BTCD, but it does have merits in some regards. When I'm looking at BTCD, and I'm commenting on this because you have the chart up. When you look at, the real question, what is an alt season? Well, it's very clear when you look at that BTCD chart, what an alt season is. If you look at 2017, you see that clear downtrend on BTCD.
Right, because
and you see
alts didn't exist though. Like,
yeah, I mean, bro, nothing. If you look at that chart now, that's not a fucking alt season. This is chop. Like, it's going up, it's going down. I mean, some things are making gains, some things aren't.
No, I disagree. From this wick to here is alt season. That is alt season. Like, if you look at what the coins on KuCoin have done, as well as
if we go from 70 to 50, then
Aave, KSM. I mean, there's a lot of coins that did like 20 to 30x to more, 100x, 1000x. Like, it's just not everything did. And if you look at 2017, there were coins like Ethereum Classic and some others that didn't outperform. But
Ethereum Classic was garbage. It always has been.
Look at like Luna and AMP and like, so for like it's a different perspective. Like
for me, I'd like to see Ethereum do something. I don't
have to though.
Cycle ending. It doesn't have to.
And it did though. I mean, like where did it a year ago?
It really hasn't though, bro. I mean, it's just mirrored Bitcoin.
Something Bitcoin's really 20x though.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about the fucking future of finance right here. I mean, if you look at the actual value accrual on the Ethereum network, and you look at the fees that these miners are making, and just the amount of fees that are being paid for Ethereum DeFi, like the network is processing an enormous amount of money, like daily. It's absolutely insane. I don't see a top being in, any kind of top happening without Ethereum having an actual run. If you look at that Ethereum Bitcoin chart, I think that's looking pretty fucking bullish. I'd like to see Ethereum Bitcoin at least at the minimum, bare minimum, 0.06 before I'm going to start to be like, all right, I need to
a 2x
get the
versus
fuck
BTC.
out of
I think it could happen.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm looking at this chart, and just like you pointed out, like this is never happening again. So you can't look at this chart like for what it is. You have to like take it for what it is. Number one, you can chart this because, I mean, we've done it successfully for some time, but this has a threshold, right? Like going up here is not part of this. It's not part of reality, because when it starts up here, that's just like a completely different market. You can't like put the toothpaste back in the tube as far as like altcoins versus Bitcoin. So I think this is capped. I don't see this ever going above 80. Like 80 would be crazy to me, but I would think that this is going to continue to actually downtrend with volatile spikes. But looking at it and like where's like the alt season that kind of like Messi's talking about, where everything pumps, I still think this goes into like this box here and hits this line. So like that would be a move below 50. And that's
I'd love to see BTCD around 50. I mean, for me, just the amount of advancements that have been made on the altcoin front. I mean, you've got altcoins now that have actual users, actual value locked, actual utility that generate revenue. Like it's a totally different ballgame. Yeah. And I'm looking at that. I'm looking at just the amount of this market that altcoins comprise. I think it's low. I think it's too low. We see greed is in the air because people have made a shit ton of money in a very short period of time with Bitcoin. And, people get greedy. I mean, people are going to visit the altcoin casino. I mean, the main thing I'm talking about is a rotation. And that rotation will be very obvious. You'll see Bitcoin dominance go to, 50 or maybe below. But we haven't really seen this giant rotation yet from Bitcoin back to Ethereum and altcoins. Shit just hasn't happened. The last big rotation we saw was from Ethereum and Ethereum-based DeFi to Bitcoin, and that was around September 2020. Bitcoin has just been king ever since. At a certain point in time, and I think that time is right the fuck now, Bitcoin to me looks smoked. And I know some people disagree with that, and some people think Bitcoin's going to 70K. I think Bitcoin looks absolutely fucking cooked. I think that there's several signs of momentum exhaustion. I think we're going to be visiting potentially even somewhere in the 30Ks. But the main thing for me is if people are like, oh, well, if Bitcoin dumps, altcoins are going to dump. I don't think that's necessarily true, as long as Bitcoin isn't dumping like extremely aggressively. For me, when I'm looking at that, if you actually draw the diagonal trend line there, it's a perfect breakdown and retest of that diagonal on the bottom. And also we've got 3 drives there. And on the last drive, there's very, very clear, bearish divergence and exhaustion. So for me, and look, is that the 200 MA down there sitting around 30? Like this is, it's time for rotation to happen. Bitcoin's been king for, 4 or 5 months. It's time.
Interesting. It's possible. I wouldn't rule it out. I don't know. It looks pretty bullish to me still. We're obviously...
It definitely could continue there, but for me, like when I see 3 drives like that, 3 pushes, like I'm not trying to be bullish at all anymore, and if I see that on any of my shitcoin bags, I'm fucking dumping.
Huh. Personally, I'm not even trading Bitcoin on leverage right here. I'd rather play the alts that just look better,
Same thing. Altcoins are just leverage. That's what I've always said, at least.
Yeah, but I keep an eye on BTCD. So, like if this gets broken or this, that would coincide with Bitcoin either breaking support and then like kind of killing bullish momentum, or Bitcoin breaking out and crushing the alts on the dominant side. But looking at this does not look bullish to me whatsoever. And it looks like, the thing is, the move to here can happen way faster than people realize. And that's kind of like, as far as like sentiment triggers, like so-and-so bought a car, this this rapper did this. I'm not looking at that here because it's been going on for 6 months, maybe longer. Paying
I
attention
mean,
to
sentiment
that would have
triggers,
killed
I
you.
feel like are only obvious in retrospect.
I'm just
Like,
I'm just looking.
typically,
Yeah, I'm looking at the at the charts. That's it. Because I would have fucked myself if I was looking at that.
is there? Can I share my screen for
Yeah,
like 2
absolutely,
seconds?
absolutely.
Okay, let's see. Wow, I can't do 1080. That's BS. All right, we're gonna do 720p. Hopefully nobody complains about the frame rate or whatever. Can you guys see this screen? Okay.
Give them a second to catch up. They should be getting it in like 1 sec.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So looking at this, this is kind of what I was talking about, and I'll just, add these momentum indicators back. You can actually see the bearish divergence here, on the second and third drive or push or whatever you want to call them, on both of my momentum oscillators. You can see it here as well. We've got a lack of volume at this level. And then you've got a breakdown, of this channel. And for me right now, this just looks like a bearish retest. I mean, this looks like if I was leverage trading where I'd be opening a short. I don't really see anybody that's bearish on Bitcoin right now, right? I mean, it's almost something that's absurd.
I saw people bearish a week ago.
But I mean, looking at this, the volume weighted average price on Bitcoin, and this is on BitMEX, and I think I've got it set to VWAP decade. Is down at $20,000, and we're all the fucking way up here at 57. The reality is how did we get here? Well, it wasn't retail driven. These are institutions. When's the last time you've heard of institutions buying Bitcoin? The last time I heard it was Michael Saylor, buying it with his BitMEX dust. This dude, hey, MicroStrategy just bought 300 more Bitcoin. Like, are you fucking serious, bro? Like, that's literally what a degen does, like when he's scrounging around for more cash to buy anything.
Sailor
and he's
is
out
a
of
degen.
fucking.
If you look at his history, kind of interesting.
But I mean, just looking at this, that just looks so fucking overextended to me. I think that we're gonna have one of these like classic Bitcoin pullbacks to where you see a maybe 40% peak to valley move. We haven't had one of those yet, and that would put us, if we were right at, like 42, 43%, which is what we saw in 2017, that put us right down here, at maybe 35, 36K. One of the interesting things is people are looking at this cycle, and it's really hard to comprehend, at least for me, how long this could go on. But there's a lot of people that have a thesis, that Bitcoin could be in a multi-year bull market. It's hard for me to conceive just because I have PTSD. But if you think about it that way, and when you look at the actual data comparing, this Bitcoin run to previous Bitcoin runs, we could very well be on the first leg of many, pull back to 35, next leg, we make it to 70s, then we pull back again to 50, and then we go to 100. And but we're at 100K sometime in 2022, basically. And this all takes a long time to play out. If there's anything that I feel very distinctly as a difference between this cycle and the last cycle, is just the timing. I mean, 2017 was pure bliss. That was straight euphoria. It never ended. It was just constant boom, 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 boom. This seems a lot slower paced. The trends are very strong. The volume's there. The liquidity is fantastic, but it's a lot slower pace. One of the biggest differences as well between now and 2017 was, I had this much money in 2017 too, but I didn't really have this much money. There was no liquidity. If I sold all my shit, I would lose half my money, right? Like, now I can sell all my shit and I lose, 3% of my money, which is pretty crazy.
But also, in 17, we didn't have the same narrative as not just a narrative, the same reality of, COVID going on, and in an environment where everybody has become a speculator, and the only way out of this economically is to print massive amounts of money. It kind of plays right into the narrative of Bitcoin. Whereas, obviously it still existed in 17. It's existed for decades. It will never stop, no matter what people complain or talk about debt and all this shit. It's not going to stop because that's the system that we're in. And I don't know. Xavi, are you still there?
Yeah.
You have anything to add to this? I'm curious to get your take, actually.
I don't necessarily disagree with the outlook that Masia is sharing. I could see the need for a big retrace if we have to go on a multi-year bull market, like he says. That makes a lot of sense. We're not going to go up in a straight line, and this 30% retrace is have been almost too easy, and it makes a lot of sense. It's not only a matter of exhaustion of the price, but also of the participants, right? And how many times we've heard lately how people are exhausted or not as excited, and still like we are making life-changing monies and life-changing opportunity, and we dare be exhausted, like something is wrong, right? And when the participants of the market are tired or like not so excited, it makes sense that the market itself gets slower and not as exciting anymore, right?
Right.
No, 100%. We've got a comment in the chat. AJ, he's saying that institutions need to protect the protect their bags. I mean, people are going to defend their positions and shit, right? Well, just thinking about these guys' cost averages and shit like that. I think Elon Musk's cost average, Tesla's cost average is what, maybe 33 or something like that. I can't quite remember what it was, but I remember it's somewhere down in there. And then MicroStrategy's, Sailor, I think they're even lower than that.
Definitely lower.
So
he started buying in that wave like between 9 and 12. Same with Paul.
Yeah, these guys aren't sweating, a 40% pullback. But I agree in that we haven't really had a pullback yet to where people have been like, been fucking sweating. Like 30% sucks, and maybe that's the new norm. But at the same time, like 30%
like
isn't
70% thing, and then a bear market.
30% isn't making you just absolutely shit your fucking pants. Like 40%, I think people will be shitting their pants pretty fucking hard.
Right.
But also, what it does is now we have made Bitcoin attractive to these institutions that may be on the sideline again. And then I think we can start getting those new institutional inflows. I mean, one of the most bearish things about Bitcoin to me, and maybe I'm just a fucking idiot and there's no reason to even think this, but when you look at GBTC and how that premium has totally evaporated, GBTC is trading at a discount. And for me, that just shows, a massive lack of demand for Bitcoin as an investment vehicle. And, coupled with the exhaustion, both sentiment wise and price action wise, for me, it's just not a good picture.
On that regard, it makes a little bit of sense that it lost its premium. There is a lot of competition now that charges way less, and a lot of ETFs, and it's not like they're not the only player anymore. So they kind of lose some market share.
And maybe that's it.
Well,
if you guys, I will say this though, because just final comment, we've had a lot of people talking about, if Bitcoin dumps, altcoins are going to dump, right? Look at when altcoins rallied super hard last. It was early January to early February, right? I mean, almost everything went, 4 or 5x. And during that time, Bitcoin was retracing 30%. So I don't think
but
it has to be
not simultaneously, though.
It was ranging. Bitcoin was ranging right before, so it went from 40K to 30K, and that's when alts went crazy the first time.
Yeah. But the alts pop. I mean, like they dumped with Bitcoin and then bottomed. So when Bitcoin went back, dominance pumped. So like when you have
the actual altcoin top was around early February. It was like February 5th to 10th. But altcoins started really going off at the Bitcoin top. And altcoins pump, which is Bitcoin top, is around January 7th, 8th.
No, I remember that. That was the day that alts bottomed. It was January 4th, I believe, or the 3rd, and Bitcoin had dumped from its high, And you saw Chainlink was like under $10. It was down 35%.
It's insane.
XRP was down over 50%. Sushi was down like 35%. Everything was down 35% in USDT because we were longing on Binance futures that day. But they dumped, and Bitcoin dominance actually hit this trend line. So this was the level we were looking for, like 73, something like up there. That's your max opportunity for alts. And it happened on a Bitcoin dump. And then once that happened, alts, it was only up from that level. Only up. The only reason is I remember it quite vividly. The way that happened. And if you kind of look at what happened on Wednesday last week, it was definitely not as pronounced because dominance is downtrending, but you got like, if I had to guess, this was probably the date, the 24th, right? Yeah, Wednesday. So you got this wick, gets rejected here, but Bitcoin was dumping, people were scared, and alts dumped as well, right? This was the Elon candle. So the alts dumped with Bitcoin as well that day and bottomed and retested their lows, and then it's been only up since then again. But maybe on a higher time frame that's the case, but I've noticed that when you get violent moves in Bitcoin to the downside as well as the upside, alts tend to suffer still. So I wouldn't bet against that happening personally, especially if you're trading with leverage.
I mean, if Bitcoin dumps violently, that will hurt everything. But basically the point I'm trying to make is that these altcoins, like, they can fire off another 5x if Bitcoin is retracing. That's not a situation to where I think you should sell your alts. I mean, maybe some people will at the beginning, but if Ethereum breaks out, that's what's going to be the sign here. And I think that'll really shoot us up for these altcoins.
Don't you think that ETH has to like share?
Brandt already deleted his tweet.
What?
Peter Brandt deleted that tweet.
Peter the leader. Surprise, surprise. Don't worry, Peter. We got the receipts.
Sorry, Xavi. My bad.
No, I wanted to ask Messi if you don't think like ETH has to share a market share with the competition, right? Because like in 2017, competition was Chinese ETH, which was Neo and had pre-scam token, right? And
Right.
ICX was not really out. It was like still a ETH token. So you didn't really have like a competition for ETH for like doing its thing, doing ICOs, probably doing NFTs, CryptoKitties, DeFi, and everything. You just had that, and now I understand that you think it should be worth way more because it's processing all these fees and making so much money like a real business, but the truth is that now you have like useful, active, great competitors, right? And it's not even competitors, it's like project to complement ETH and help ETH scale, right? Interoperability is the best way to scale. But right now you have like Solana that's dope, Terra that's like a game changer that should be like top 3, right? It's like the third blockchain in fees collected in transactions. It's like the most used blockchain behind after BTC and ETH. And like you have all these, probably Cardano coming maybe one day, I don't know, but you already have Polkadot and all these are not small like Neo was in 2017. Like these are big, like 35, 50 billion market cap, 50 billion market cap, right? So if you add up all of these and Cosmos in the thing, you put Cosmos in the bag, and you have way more than that even. So don't you think like the price target that you have for ETH should not be like a global market cap of all the layer 1 solutions? And then so you have kind of to, like, ETH is giving up some of that market cap to great blockchain 3.0.
Yeah, well, we've actually seen a situation to where you've got some of these Ethereum alternatives, AVAX, BSC, Solana, et cetera, have actually pumped really hard, right? And they've actually been some of the best performers of 2021. And they've done this while Ethereum's been relatively stagnant, compared to what it can do. They're stealing market share from Ethereum because Ethereum has these scalability issues. The way I see it, these aren't competitors at all to Ethereum. I agree they do complement Ethereum, but I do think that people are putting the cart ahead of the horse a little bit. While there is DeFi that exists right now on Solana, and I do, Hero, the company I work for, is building on Solana. I'm very bullish on Solana, but at the same time, Solana in its current form is, it doesn't do shit. Like, that's just the reality. Like, and it's very difficult to build on. It's not EVM compatible. I think you've got to build in Rust on it. And then you've got, Binance Smart Chain, which took a lot of market share, but at the same time, all of these things have, I think, made people pretty sleepy on Ethereum. When we're looking at where the fucking money is, the money is on Ethereum. There's a good bit of money in BSC too, but the real money is on Ethereum. The whales are on Ethereum. The liquidity is, for the most part, on Ethereum. So I think we've gotten in a situation where all of these other things have taken away market share from Ethereum. And because of that, people are now underexposed to Ethereum and Ethereum-based DeFi. But at the end of the day, Ethereum doesn't have any fucking competition, at all. And I do think that, we have several bullish catalysts up and coming for Ethereum. One, you've got all of these L2 scaling solutions, real L2, not side chains like Polygon or StakeNet or whatever the fuck those are. But you've got real L2 coming to Ethereum. You've got EIP 1559. Just some incredibly bullish narratives. And I do think that the apes, the people that are FOMOing, that are driving this shit up, are going to come back to Ethereum from these little experimental journeys that they've been having over to Binance Smart Chain or this or that. At the end of the day, Ethereum is the king. And I think that, like you said earlier, they're not really competition. Scalability is all about interoperability. It's not a matter of like, I see so many people saying, oh yeah, Solana is going to destroy ETH, or destroy ETH over the next 2 or 3 years. Like, no, it's fucking not. Like the value, the selling point of Solana is that it's a very specialized blockchain and it's got a very, very high throughput. So, Solana can do shit that Ethereum can't. But all of these blockchains, to be successful, what they have to do is they have to bridge to Ethereum because that's where the fucking money is. That's where the liquidity is. So I do think that we're going to see Ethereum absorb the market cap of a lot of these other L1s that have been so bullish. ADA, for example, maybe not Tezos because it hasn't fucking done shit, but maybe absorb some market cap from BNB. Maybe absorb some of the market cap from Solana. I think the Solana chart's very bullish, and you've also got Sam Power backing that, so it's difficult to say that the price is going to go down when that's his baby and he's worth $10 billion. But I do think that because of Ethereum's lack of scalability, we have created an environment where the vast majority of people, I feel like, not everybody's got millions of dollars. The vast majority of people have reduced this exposure to Ethereum, have reduced exposure to, DeFi on Ethereum. But we've got a lot of bullish shit coming up for Ethereum, and people are underexposed. It's time to rotate back.
Yeah, we have the ZK rollups coming anytime soon.
Oh yeah, the ZK rollups too. That
think
Arbitrum, Optimism, yeah, the ZK rollups, and there's another Starkware, I think, was the ZK solution.
I'm very, very bullish on the ZK rollups. I think it's gonna be a game changer, and
Game changer.
it's gonna be adopted first by the most legit projects, and it's gonna be like a stamp of quality kind of. And yeah,
I mean, out of all these L2 solutions, and I am a bit biased because I've got a huge bag of BNT. But out of these solutions, I'm super bullish on Arbitrum. One of the interesting things about Arbitrum, which uses optimistic rollups like Optimism, but the difference is Arbitrum uses multi-stage rollups, which give you even more gas savings relative to the single-stage rollups that Optimism uses. But the interesting thing about Arbitrum, which is Bancor is going to be one of the flagship AMMs that launches with the Arbitrum level 2 or layer 2 or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But with Optimism, it requires changes to your code base to port over to Optimism, and you have to be approved by the Optimism developers. So that kind of goes against the spirit of everything that we're doing here. With Arbitrum, there's no code changes required. It's cheaper than Optimism, and anybody can just port over to Arbitrum. You don't need any kind of permission or anything like that. So Optimism with Uniswap has been delayed to, I think they said we're going to do Uni v3 in May, and then Optimism will come sometime after that. So what the fuck are they talking about? Are they talking about June? Are they talking about July? I don't fucking know. But the important thing here is that Arbitrum is going to launch before Optimism now. And the interesting thing about that is when Arbitrum launches, any project that wants is free to move on over to Arbitrum. And I think it's going to have a really similar effect to those projects as Binance Smart Chain, where apes could come over and they could get shit done quick for cheap, not many fees. And it's very, very easy for these developers to port over to Arbitrum. And also Arbitrum optimistic rollups are composable. So, if we have this whole DeFi ecosystem that's thriving, that's being built out on Arbitrum very quickly, and then you have Optimism launch after that, and it's permissioned, and there's code changes and all that. I just don't see, even though you've got Synthetics and Uniswap as flagship products on Optimism, I don't see how Optimism ends up winning here. The first mover advantage here is going to be huge, because in the future people are going to go, okay, I want to launch my DeFi project. Boom, I'll do it on Arbitrum instantly, and then, hey, I've got all these other DeFi projects that, I can do the yield farming with and be composable and do all this fucking shit. There's a lot of just really, really interesting things coming up for Ethereum, and I understand like the Ethereum maximalists have gotten just as cringe, if not more cringe than the Bitcoin maximalists. But at the same time, like, we're looking at Bitcoin and I look at where Bitcoin is now relative to its previous all-time high at 20,000. And I'm like, okay, Bitcoin, like, you've done some work, like that looks fucking great. And I look at Ethereum in that same regard, and Ethereum really hasn't done shit. We made this new all-time high and we barely fucking gone anywhere. We're in price discovery, but we're not discovering any price. But at the same time, I look at Bitcoin's chart, and I see these, signs of exhaustion and blah, blah, blah. When I look at the Ethereum chart, it just looks like it's consolidating. It's ready for its turn in the sun. So fingers crossed for that rotation, or else I'm going to be sitting here coping for the next couple of months, and you guys are going to deal with that.
KJ, you're looking at some chart?
Yeah. Gotta go there.
Is Luna bearish? Can you tell me if Luna is bearish?
Luna? USD
Can you tell me?
BTC?
Yeah, USDT. On KuCoin, it's more history.
Somebody's asking thoughts on DAG. Is that still a thing?
Oh, it's
pumping, right?
all-time high right now.
It's pumping.
Look at it today. It's like 84x or something.
Yeah,
No shit.
thing went fucking crazy. See, this is what I mean. There's a lot of coins that look like this. Messi, I don't know.
How is that not the top? Like, fuck.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's the thing. I always tell people, like, if you ever find yourself in something that's performed that well, fucking sell it. Like, what the fuck, and another 2x would look even crazier on that fucking chart, but you can go get a 2x fucking anywhere without holding on to something that could be, fucking topped out.
I mean,
That looks insane.
what, Luna?
Are you going to show my rook bag?
No, the chat kept asking about Rook, so I pulled it up while you were talking. But
Why people are bitching about that so much?
Yeah, they're bitching.
You show something and it goes 20x, and then you got the crowd that that bought the top of it, and they're all fucking coming at you with pitchforks. So
yeah, this was what, $16 to 800, like people,
yeah,
$20 to 800. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, but
bottom to top, what's that? Fucking 40x.
yeah, more. If you bought like this first few days, but probably didn't have that much of an opportunity, but nevertheless, I mean, at least a 20x, and like from this whole accumulation range to 10x, easy.
I bought in that second accumulation range,
Yeah.
or
So
the second time I bought.
Now it's kind of heading down, but you know, there's a lot of charts that look like this, you know, and
I mean, the Rook chart. If you look at the Badger chart, I'm a big fan of the way that looks right now. You know,
Badger?
People were not shutting the fuck up about Badger, and I don't have it anymore. You know, but I've been looking
right?
at getting back in. But people wouldn't shut the fuck up about Badger at all,
Yeah.
like because it bumped really hard, and I feel like it was an early runner too.
Was that for the dig airdrop? Like,
I don't think, Dig. Maybe they were buying for that. It was like an airdrop. You had to be like staked over a period of time or something. So it wasn't something just like, oh, let's buy, get the airdrop, and dump. But Badger was fucking crazy. And now I'm looking at Badger and I'm like, hey, I'm really, really thinking about getting back into this shit because the community is in full Wojak mode. Like everybody is in agony. Like it's just gone straight down since the top. It got that Binance list or whatever. And now we're in a situation where, nobody's fucking talking about this anymore. It's down 60, 70%. That's typically what gets me excited about something. You see something that's strong fundamentally that, is down 60, 70%. Like I'll come in and buy that shit all day.
yeah. I mean, it's a very large bull flag at this point.
I mean, it's not on any kind of like horizontal support or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard
but
to
if you
say where it bottoms out, you know?
So check this out. If you draw the diagonal on that original, like I know it's not a cup and handle, but when it broke that original high, and you draw that diagonal from those 2 points, not down there like back, yeah, way back when, that one right there.
Yeah.
On like go back
From where? From here?
like the 26th of January, that high, 21st of January,
Yep.
to the high in 2020, that first little spike, like right after it listed. So if you draw that diagonal there and extend it,
Ah, interesting. Yeah, like basically like that? Or like this?
yeah, like that.
Okay.
So that's really for me. And then you've got a little bit of turbulence above that you could draw like or no, not that. Like the way you used to have it drawn. And then, I was just thinking, in terms of some kind of confluence for like a horizontal level, like for me, Badger around $30 is pretty high.
And then you revisit this. So like something like that in here. Yeah, you would get some confluence there. I'd want to see some volume pickup. I mean,
The volume's totally.
And that's what you want, though. Look at this. The volume is completely sucked out. So maybe like a capitulation wick. That would be a sign for me.
For me, I mean, I don't often see things that complete a cycle with one wave. So
yeah. So this thing went from $5 to like damn near 100, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Like 50 cents on.
And when it was going up, it was literally up only.
It was going
straight
up, straight up. So these things take time to resolve and cool off. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember this kind of like you were in a lot of coins that just like went straight up, you know. And
yeah, it was a lot of dopamine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I felt like I was on cocaine for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and then those coins, once they do that and the move is over and they start to make this, then they go down. So it's like, I would say like looking at, obviously MTA is a core position. Rook also seems to be something that you're tied to. If I hear Rook, I hear people giving you a fucking hard time, which sucks because you're still in it. You're feeling the same emotion that they are. So it's like, that always kind of
totally. People think that because I've been doing this shit for like 8 years that I don't have these emotions. Like, trust me, I do. Like, I feel
it's shitty.
all of this shit.
But like, I would say like just being perfectly honest, Messi, like if your core positions are Rook and MTA, like looking at those charts, I think that could kind of influence you in a way to like not see something like this, you know, like, or like every fucking coin on KuCoin is going straight the fuck up. And it's like, you know, I don't know. It's like sometimes you want to zoom out and look at everything kind of in a whole as opposed to just the positions that you hold. And
Well, here's the thing, though. I'm heavy in Ethereum DeFi, and Ethereum DeFi thus far has pumped as a sector, and it hasn't really been tied to
Right.
other things or correlated too heavily to other things.
right. But like, I mean, looking at MTA, I think it's going to have its day anyway. It does look like it's getting there.
I mean, if you look at BNT, I think BNT looks fantastic right now.
Yeah, that's another one. BNT, you're crushing. That's crushing it, for sure.
BNT saved my fucking ass. I'm gonna say that much. I rotated to like an 80% allocation in BNT at like $3.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, you just said, I'm gonna quote you now. You just said we pulled up Luna's chart and you said that looks like a top. Tell me why that doesn't look exactly like this.
Because it's just
What?
pull up Luna's chart again, or I can pull it up on my shit so I can see that at the same time. What is Luna? LUNA?
I got you.
Yeah, let's get some side by side action in similar time frames as well.
We're on the dailies here.
So the real reasoning here is that those charts, while they may look similar, if you actually draw, the amount, like percentage wise, that they've gone up on that move, like it's totally fucking different. And that Luna chart is way more vertical than BNT. And when I look at BNT, I see something that, not to say Luna hasn't made a lot of progress, but in my opinion, I'm looking at Luna and I'm like, that's a fucking pump and dump. That's a straight up shitcoin. When I look at BNT, I see something with something that's, substantially increased the liquidity, substantially increased the amount of volume. I see actual
But Luna's
fundamental
a top 10
drivers
coin,
there.
isn't it?
But there's also evidence here because in DeFi you can use certain metrics for relative value comparisons, right? PS ratios and such. By every metric there is, I have ground to stand on to say that fundamentally BNT is undervalued by a factor of maybe 2 to 3x relative to Sushi and Uniswap. If not more, when you compare it to Uniswap. Sushi is undervalued by those same metrics as well compared to Uniswap. And maybe it's that Uniswap is overvalued. But for BNT, I see a very strong 2 pushes there. I'm looking for a 3rd push. For Luna, I see a straight up vertical shitcoin pump and dump.
Xavi?
I do agree. I do agree that Banco has room, and I don't know if Luna's top is in or not. But I'm not sure it's a shitcoin, to be honest. I think it's.
I don't even know what Luna is. So.
Okay. So basically,
If you don't know what it is, how are you going to say it's a shitcoin and a pump and dump?
Because it's on fucking KuCoin and everything on there is.
It's not just on
mostly
KuCoin. It's like a $6 billion market cap. It's on Binance too.
It's on Binance. It's on Gate. It's gonna be on Coinbase anytime soon. Coinbase is backing the coin.
Right. So the people that don't know about Luna, Xavi's been bullish on this since like year, so like under $1. But Xavi, why don't you just because I think it's important.
Please put Luna on the fucking weekly chart. Just humor me.
But so listen, I'm not the fundamental guy, and looking at it, I don't know. It could be topped short term now. It looks like it's a little too much to me too. I understand what you're coming from, but from a fundamental perspective, Xavi feels like this is going to continue to go up for a long time. So I don't want to put words in your mouth. Actually,
I don't trust these fucking coins.
I've seen the weekly chart right now on Luna. I've seen this going up more. This is just a 30% retrace, like Bitcoin does it all the time. This is just 30% from top to bottom of that dip. It's 30%. It's not too much.
I can't call the top on this. It's only up.
You can't call a top on this.
And it looks like a blow off.
It could be one. What I'm saying, I'm not arguing about price action and targets and all-time highs and targets, sir. I'm saying it's not a shit coin in my opinion. It's maybe not the most decentralized coin ever, but it's like it kind of changed the game in DeFi and like they have their they deserve to be where they are, and this is for me like a fair valuation right now, and it was just fucking undervalued, and now it's like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like that, it's gone fucking 70x. Like that was a fucking insane call. You know, I mean, even looking at the most bullish shit from 2017, you know, and we know like mainly because of a lack of liquidity, but you know, shit went nuts in 2017. Like, but the most bullish shit. Let's talk Rayblox. You know, Nano, that was 100x. You know, things very, very,
But
very
what did Rayblox do?
perform.
What did they even do though?
Doesn't do
what did
shit.
they-
It's just fast.
But I'm saying Luna does something. I couldn't explain what it is, but I know it does something.
now, and that's great that it does. You know, my argument here is that the shit has gone 70x, and you know, you're not gonna catch me fucking. You've got the biggest fucking balls in the world, Xavi, for holding it 70x. I mean, more power to you. That was an incredible call. It's better than any call I've made this year. But I'm also looking at something that's up 70x. People are like, "Oh, you salty, you missed out, or whatever." No, I'm fucking not. What are you talking about? You know, I've done plenty well. But you know, for me, if you know, even my favorite fucking, let's say Rook goes 70x from here, I'm going to be dumping the fuck.
You're gonna
out of
sell
that,
it
you know,
too. And more often than not,
After
hey,
70X,
Messi, I'm with
fuck.
you. I'm with you. And I didn't bring up this comparison to say like, hey, look what Luna did, and then compare your that. I just want to put that.
No,
out
I
there. That's not what I was trying to do at all. Like
I didn't think it was like that. You know,
No.
I'm just trying to
Like,
explain.
I just
the
looked
reason
at the chart, and then I looked at Bancor's chart. I was like, oh, these look kind of similar. You know, like it's not like
No,
that
but
much different. But like you're expecting Bancor to go higher, and like structurally, it's not that different from what Luna is showing. Luna has gone higher.
It does similar, but shrink that scale down to where the left part of Bancor is flat, just like the left part of Luna is flat. And then I think that you'll see a different picture there. You know, because right now you've got it stretched out to where, you know, they're the same height, right?
Structurally,
But
it's quite similar though.
When you look at the left side of Luna, it just looks like a straight line, right? All of that price action is totally been evaporated because it's up 70x. You know, if we flatten BNT out to where that, you know, left tail of BNT is also flat, then I think that's a fair comparison.
BNT is up 81x this year, so you know.
No, it's not.
Yeah, from COVID deep, from top to bottom, from the deep to now, it's 81x, like 8,000%.
Oh yeah, from March 20th. But
right, same with
what's Luna up on this leg?
It's the same thing, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're just saying Luna to Bancor's gonna go higher because that's what you have. But like, if you follow your own rules, you would be selling Bancor. You would have been sold it. You would have sold it already.
Also, there's two things I sell.
It's the same thing.
I sell up onlys after 5 to 10x, which is, you know, Luna, Badger, things like that. And if it's not an up only chart, I sell a third push. So with Bancor,
so you got one more.
I'm looking to sell soon. You know, when I'm looking at Luna though, you know, we fucking like stretch this way the fuck out. Yeah, you know, from 2020, right? 0.28.
I'd argue Luna looks better here. I think it looks better to me on the daily. This looks better.
I don't. Fuck
so?
you.
This looks better. This is a downtrend, you know. Like this can break out, you know, but this can also capitulate. Like it could. Luna, you have a nice healthy candle here, and now you know you're holding this level and it's pushing up, making higher highs each day. So like the next push could actually make a new all-time high. Not saying that this can't, but looking at it like from a structure perspective, and you also had this big nasty retrace here. Like yeah, like you look at the people that bought here and like, oh, they're still crushing it, but the people that bought here got fucking wrecked here. You know?
People are saying that I'm married to my coin because I'm saying to sell a 70x, and I'm not going to sell my 2x.
Nobody's married to anything here, you know?
Who's married to Everybody knows I'm not married to shit. I'm literally a notorious dumper. Like, what the
No,
fuck are you gonna do?
people are just saying that you just don't know anything about the FA of Luna, or like it's not a cheat coin. You sound like Isaac Newton. Uh, what else? Everyone is kind of I just think it can be more expensive. I don't think it looks. I think even
I don't
KJ
think
thinks
this
it's
is
more
where your
bullish.
opportunity is. You know, buying that is not like your best
I've
opportunity
already
in the
said,
market.
I've already said this earlier, guys. Like, maybe I'm in total disbelief, but I just think things are getting.
No, you're not.
I think things are getting stupid around here. Like, maybe
No,
I'm wrong.
I don't think I don't think you're
Messi,
wrong. I don't
earlier
think.
you said you're going to have 3 more months of alt season.
Yeah,
So so
I mean, things can continue to be stupid. The quote, market stays irrational longer than you can stay solvent or whatever. Like that works bidirectionally. For me, the thesis here is that Ethereum it's going to go to $3,000-$4,000. I think this year. Especially if we have this narrative that Bitcoin is going to 100K. There's two scenarios in my head. One, to where the majority of altcoins pound out 3 to 5x. And we have an Ethereum DeFi alt season, because shit's already been happening. Alt season's been here, right? It is alt season. One of the biggest differences, though, is this alt season has been very secular, as opposed to the 2017 alt season, when it was more of just a like, holy fuck, everything's moving. I feel like the money's been rotating around. Like, we had a part of that alt season on Binance Smart Chain. You had the Samdemic, which was even shorter than that, where you had fucking all of the Solana shit pumping. You had all that shit on AVAX pumping, all of that pumping. Like, what is dumped right now, it's time to cool off, is Ethereum DeFi. And we're seeing a ton of growth in Ethereum DeFi. It doesn't mean that we're not seeing growth other places. But, I'm looking literally fucking everywhere, and every chart almost that you look at is straight vertical. But like I said, I don't know what the fuck Luna is, but when I look at things like ADA, like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't do anything. How is that the number 3 coin, on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap? Like, it makes zero fucking sense. I do think that we're going to see, and we've had a lot of, what people are calling ghost chains and shit like that. I think we're going to have a lot of that fucking sell off. And I think that a lot of that money is.
I don't see how BTC can go to 30K and not wreck the whole fucking market. Like, especially Ethereum.
Dude, BTC pulled back 30%. Well, because I think Ethereum is going to rally really fucking hard. I think it's going to have a big daddy moment.
Not with BTC going to 30K. It won't.
I mean, if
BTC goes to 30K, this is
better,
fucking wrecked. It's going to go to. This will go to like $1,000.
We had Bitcoin pull back from January 9th to January 29th, right? 28th. We had Bitcoin pull back 30%. And all of my altcoins went 5x while Bitcoin was doing that. So I don't see a world to where Bitcoin pulling back 30 to 40% hurts my altcoins. We've already had very recent proof that, a Bitcoin pullback isn't wrecking altcoins. And in 2017 too, altcoins were going fucking nuts, and Bitcoin was doing its thing.
But just from like a dollar perspective, so February 23rd, this is the same date. So Ether made its high on the 23rd. Bitcoin was at like almost 60K. They both dump. Bitcoin actually makes a higher high. Ether fails to make a higher high.
So what is Ethereum doing? Let's see.
I guess it has to break out versus BTC. But
yeah, so while BTC was retracing 30%, from 7th of January to the end of January, Ethereum was relatively sideways. And now, I'm looking at Bitcoin, which in my opinion is exhausted, and I'm looking at Ethereum, which is either complacency or a pennant.
I mean, in that dump, Ethereum went from 1350 to 15. It took a beating,
Yeah, Ethereum went down 30% as well.
and then it bounced quick. You know,
Yep.
you definitely buy the dip on it. I'm a big proponent of when Bitcoin dumps, like alts dump with it, and then you buy the dip on alts as opposed to Bitcoin. That's how I see it, because I think you're going to get more out of it. The same way if I had $1,000 and you asked me what to buy now, would it be Bitcoin or Ethereum? I would say Ethereum, because I think Ethereum has a better potential for 2xing from here than Bitcoin does. At least can do it faster. But I think there are other projects that can do it even faster. And, you know,
People are like asking what I'm smoking and shit.
yeah.
like,
I was just about to comment on that. He's allowed to his opinion. Number one. Number two, the fact that people are so emotional about Luna does tell you something. You know.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they're talking about Luna anymore. I think
No,
I think
they
that
are.
They think
No,
I'm high.
they're literally unfollowing you because you didn't.
Oh, please do.
Give the,
like,
you
look,
didn't
I'm
give
waiting
Luna the
for
props that it deserved. But you know,
Trust
I can
me,
tell there is an
I-
emotional component there for sure.
You know, I'm looking at Ethereum. You know, maybe it's pennant, maybe it's not. You know, here's the thing though. This pennant resolves early May, like, right? So I'm looking at this now, and I'm using, you know, I draw trend lines on candle bodies, you know, not the wicks. So I'm looking at this now, and I'm seeing a situation where, you know, Ethereum doesn't necessarily have to pump or, you know, dump too much with Bitcoin. What if Ethereum continues to fill out this consolidation structure, Bitcoin pulls back, and that alone breaks Ethereum out versus Bitcoin? And, you know, Ethereum Bitcoin becomes more bullish, and, you know, we see alts rallying as well. And then I see, you know, this Ethereum breakup, you know, potentially early May is an early sign that, you know, hey, it's time to rotate from alts to Ethereum and ride Ethereum, and then maybe rotate back to Bitcoin. I mean, here's the thing. I always say, like, I keep like 5 narratives in my back pocket. You know, I'm prepared for all sorts of different scenarios. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Like, this is what I would like to happen, and this is what I think is the highest probability to happen right now. But if this changes, you know, I've got other narratives in my back pocket I rotate to. You know, like I said, I do think that you can't entirely rule out the possibility of a top being in.
On BTC.
I mean, when we look at things
On
and
BTC?
you know, yeah,
I
a
don't
top
think
for cooking for
For crypto, for everything.
for everything. I don't think that that's the case, but I also don't think that is a 0% probability. That
Yeah, no,
top is up.
I don't think anybody's saying that. Especially Xavi isn't, because he's kind of cautious here. I'm bullish on alts because the charts look right to me, but like I'm not just gonna like hold an 80% drawdown like if it doesn't go my way here. You know, I'm playing. I need to see these structures continue. So like, for instance, like KNC, if this, you know, if this breaks structure, then retests this trend line and then gets rejected by that, and, you know, fuck this coin, right? ICX, same thing. You're just making like, it's just bullish here. You would expect this to continue to pump and then to hold either this or this level as support, and if that doesn't happen, then that's bearish now too. But everything to me like also counts on Bitcoin. Like I don't want to see Bitcoin doing anything real nasty, because if that's the case, I'm just going to get stopped out of everything, wait for like some sort of nasty dump to occur, and then potentially buy the dip and play it as if it's a dead cat, right?
I mean, what I always say is just trade the chart in front of you. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's it.
I trade altcoins. Looking at my altcoin charts, the setups look good. You know, I'm not going to be too worried about Bitcoin, you know, or the DXY or, you know, what any of that fucking shit is doing. You know, my altcoin chart is telling a story, and my altcoin chart is telling me that you don't have enough money to be in these altcoins right now. You know, people are like, oh, they're saying, you know, oh, you're saying like the top's in, you know, whatever, like that's some expensive crack or whatever. Here's the thing, you know, one of these narratives is this super cycle that a lot of people have been talking about, you know, Suzu and fucking Kyle Davies and, you know, a lot of really fucking smart guys, you know, have been talking to, oh, we could be in a super cycle now to where, you know, a lot like Amazon after the .com bubble, you know, we have these pullbacks and shit. And we have bear markets, but it's not like a holy fuck, the bubble's popped and we're going negative 80% kind of bear market. It's more like, hey, we're going to pull back 40, 50%. We're going to be bearish for like maybe 3 months to 6 months, and then we'll go back to bullish conditions. Like, I don't think that we're in a super cycle. I think Bitcoin's trash, and I think it's smoked after this bull run. And I might be the biggest idiot in the world for saying that, but at the same time, like, I just I think Bitcoin's retarded, and
Damn.
I don't see a future. Yeah, I don't see a future to where Bitcoin's fucking anything. I think it's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. I think that Bitcoin started a revolution, which is very important. And I think Bitcoin paved the way for things to happen. But at the end of the day, I just don't think Bitcoin's really useful for fucking anything. I do think that there's better technologies out there. I think that Ethereum, if anything is going to change the world, it will be Ethereum. I think that Ethereum can be money. I think that Ethereum can be a store of value after EIP 1559. Ethereum has utility. Ethereum's programmable. Ethereum does Bitcoin better than Bitcoin in every fucking way. Bitcoin is a cult. You literally have all these Bitcoiners that, like, if you fuck all the other coins, this is a single chain future, when Bitcoin literally can't do fucking anything. Like, it makes no fucking sense.
It has the
Here's
brand
the main
recognition, though.
Bro, after this run, who's left to buy our bags? Because the biggest meme in 2017 was, institutional money's coming, institutional money's coming. Well, guess what? Institutional money's here right now. Who the fuck's going to buy your bag after this? Who's going to buy their bags? Oh, the U.S. government's going to buy their bags. Nope, doubt that. Either Bitcoin is a U.S. government psyop and always has been, and is set to be this like new global reserve currency or whatever. Maybe, probably not. Or, the governments are going to fucking do away with it eventually. It's you can't have this like libertarian, like, fucking the people's money. Like, people are fucking furious at me.
At what point does it become too big to fail, though?
Never. I think we live in an authoritarian state now, even like in the United States. I don't think that freedom exists really anywhere in the world anymore. Every fucking year we lose more freedom. Every year we move more control, more surveillance. I don't see a future where the people win. And maybe I'm just like cynical and being like really negative. Definitely a possibility, but I think we passed the point of no return to where like we've already given up enough to where we no longer have the power to stop them. And by the time that, the United States is literally like totally like a fascist place. Like, by the time that happens, it's going to be too fucking late. That shit's already happening, right the fuck now. We're looking at vaccine passports and shit. Like, that's insane. People were mad because I was like, hey, I'm going to get a vaccine, and because my life, the way I see it, the government is going to fuck me in any way they can. Okay. And like, if I can do anything to where I can just continue to live my life and just be fucking left alone and like, hey, I've made some money, like, I'm going to enjoy my life, have a fucking family, like, yeah, the government doing this and that, it kind of pisses me off, and I really wish they'd give me more privacy and this and that. But at the end of the day, that's not affecting my happiness too much. So I would rather just fucking live my life, do me, and be fucking left alone. If that means that, hey, you got to get a vaccine or whatever to fucking travel around and do this and that, okay, like, fine, like, fucking whatever. I don't give a fuck. But at the same time, this same like kind of totalitarianism, like, it applies to everything. It applies to Bitcoin. It applies to, to communication technologies. Like, we're moving towards a future to where it's literally like Black Mirror, where people are going to have social.
We're already there.
In many places, but it's becoming more and more obvious. And now people are like, oh, they think they're V for Vendetta or some shit, and they're like starting a revolution. Like, no, bro, you're just making your life shit. Like, you're not fighting anybody. Like, the fuck are you talking about? I just don't, Bitcoin's been crazy. I think Bitcoin is the biggest bubble there has ever been. But this bubble's going on for a really long time. I don't think Bitcoin's going to be around in 10 years. I just don't see how or why.
Really?
there's some people that say like, oh, Bitcoin's going to start a green energy revolution because people are going to be pursuing these alternate energy production sources to mine Bitcoin. Like,
Could it potentially be replaced by something? Yes. I mean, you tell me, if Bitcoin dips 70%, are you not buying it?
if Bitcoin dips 70%,
Yep.
no, I'm never buying
60%,
crypto again after this bull run.
You wouldn't buy it?
No, I'm after this bull, I'm fucking out of here. I've literally watched this place like go from something that was niche and something that I loved because it was so inclusive. It didn't matter who the fuck you were, what you were about. Everybody respected it. Everybody had different opinions, different walks of life, different viewpoints, all that kind of shit. And this has just become the biggest, stupidest fucking circle jerk I've ever seen in my entire life. About it's become fucking ridiculous, dude. And I'm sick of it. After this bull run, I'm so fucking out of here. This community is ass, like it's so fucking toxic. Everybody's delusional as fuck. Like people have made way too much money this bull run. And that's one of the things that scares me, although I do think that, there's more stupidity to come. But at the same time, like, Bitcoin's going up right now because you've got like institutions FOMOing like massive sums of money into this shit. Who is left to buy their fucking bags?
Right.
No one. The fucking United States government, Chinese government, they're not going to come in and buy your fucking bags. They're issuing their own currency based on this technology. Bitcoin is the most important thing that's happened in terms of, bringing money into the modern era. But at the same time, I don't think Bitcoin's important. The technology is. What about stock to flow model? What do you mean? What about stock to flow model? You've got a graph that says Bitcoin's going to go to 100K, so you believe it? Like, the fuck? I think Bitcoin's going to go to 100K, but not because stock to flow. I think it's a powerful meme.
It's very powerful.
One of these institutions is going to buy the fucking top, though.
Oh yeah, could be Elon.
It might be if he decides to go fucking harder in it at 100K or whatever.
We were talking. I mean, yeah, like that's like literally Isaac Newton.
LMFAO blockchain, not Bitcoin, bro. Dude, Bitcoin is fucking trash. When's the last time you used Bitcoin? For me, it's been a long fucking time. Bitcoin sucks. Whenever you send Bitcoin, I know you guys have sat there just waiting for that one confirmation to hit, and just because you got shit luck, you just so happen to be that dude that has to sit there for 30 minutes before it fucking confirms or whatever. Like that's Bitcoin is
Do you think
the narrative for Bitcoin has changed so much, like, and people are all in the Satoshi circle jerk or whatever. Like Bitcoin has been fucking peer-to-peer electronic cash. Bitcoin has been, an uncorrelated asset, which it's fucking not. Bitcoin has been digital gold. Like, the narrative keeps fucking pivoting. People are just curve fitting though, because they have to have Bitcoin be the next big thing to get some dumbass to come in and buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You're talking about like the community's gotten worse. Like, has it?
It's terrible, bro.
I guess. Like I don't
terrible.
know.
People are
I don't
awful
pay
around
attention
here.
to too much. So, well, who's big now? Like BitBoy. BitBoy's pretty big.
People, look. I don't like BitBoy as much as anybody. I think he's a real piece of shit, to be honest. The funniest thing about it is, you got all these people hating on him and shit that literally are worth like 1/1000th of what this guy's worth. Like, I think he's a piece of shit and he shouldn't be stealing people's content and everything like that. But he has built an empire, which is impressive.
I don't know how he did it, but
I don't fucking either. Like, Jesus Christ. Though, like,
hey, in
that dude-
2017, I was pretty big. Like, to be honest, I was pretty big in this, like, especially on YouTube and Twitter too. Like, I watched my account. So, like, there's some guy on Twitter, this guy, Crypto God John. You saw that? Inverse Bra, like, tweeted a screenshot of him something with him where he made like 40,000 followers in 1 month or something. And
Lord have mercy.
yeah, something crazy. Like, you look at his chart, it's like crazy. Like, the guy's account grew like mad fast. So like obviously people are insinuating, he bought followers or that type of thing. I don't know if he did or didn't, frankly. But I know that I didn't ever. Like, buying followers was not something I wanted to get rid of followers. But the reality is, like, during a bull run, my account grew from, like, I didn't exist to, like, 75, 80,000 followers in a matter of a couple months. And people were accusing me of buying followers, but I didn't. And, you know, my shit was, like, I was, like, a big YouTuber back then. But compared to, like, the kind of shit that I'm seeing now out here, it's, like, I don't know. Maybe
Bro,
maybe that was
you
just
guys
me.
have-
It was just I was just that guy in the cycle. You know?
How many fucking subs do these top YouTubers have right now? Like Chico and Bit
They have a
Boy and all
lot.
those mother
Yeah.
and Bit Boy.
Yeah, no, like the guys are saying, like, if I did like clickbait and editing, like, yeah, this is what I mean when I say, like, I'm not doing this for my health. Like, to the guys that are like, oh yeah, they're trying to sell something, like, you don't understand, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, you don't see me talking about the dojo like that because I don't know how much longer I want to do that, frankly, because it's a lot of fucking work. And the reality is, the only reason we do it now is so that we stay sharp. It's not just my dojo. I have 4 partners, Xavi, Stillman, the other guys, you know, and we're just like, we stay there because we make fucking money. And there's so many people in the group that are like finding good setups. So it's like, it's fun. But like the concept of like running a paid group is fucking difficult. Every Sunday morning, I got to do a call for 2-3 hours and prepare for it. But, you know, it's a pain in the ass and my wife bitches about it. But at the end of the day, it helps me plan my week and know what to look for. And I'm bouncing ideas off of people that are really know their shit. So that's why the only reason I do it. But like, I'm not trying to like sell memberships at this point. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to like be the biggest YouTuber now. Like, obviously, if I wanted to do that, I'd be doing more content and I'd be doing like thumbnails and all this shit. I don't care. I use the same thumbnail 5 videos in a row. You think I give a fuck? I do it because I
this might
enjoy
be
it.
total bullshit, but somebody told me BitBoy is making $1 million a month on YouTube.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Like, what the fuck though? Like, is that real? Like, I've never done this YouTube shit. Like, you think 700,000 subs? Like, is he making $1 million? Like, is he fucking making huge money? Like, what's the deal here?
Bro, paid group is dick. It doesn't make anything. We don't make
Paid group
shit.
and dumping on doofuses that watch his videos.
I don't make shit. It's like chump change, honestly. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're having a hard time because like the admins are like, why are we doing this? That's what I'm trying to tell you. We didn't raise prices. We lowered prices. And I'm not out here promoting. Just telling you. Like, the people that are in now, like, we're not far from the day that there won't be anymore. Let's put it that way. It's not worth it. The fucking
Oh, you know, people are like, you know, does he like dump on his followers and stuff? Okay, everybody dumps on their followers. Like, and here's the thing: we're not dumping on you. We dump on liquidity providers
we dump
or
on the people that buy late. You know, bottom line.
Yeah, or if you buy late. Oh, you shilled the top, bro. You know, when people shill things, like, you don't understand that, like, you know, you're like commenting on it on the entire way up, and when something's bullish, you know, the trend is your friend. You have to assume it's just going to keep fucking going up until it doesn't, you know, and that's how you capitalize on all the gains.
Some guy was bitching at me about Gather. I'm like, yo, like I was telling you about this at 2 cents. Like,
yeah, look at it. It's fucking 20x. Like, how the fuck are you complaining about that
like,
shit?
but
like,
some guy bought like the listing exchange pump and like took a drawdown. And I'm like, well, like, you know, like, what do you want me to say? Like, everybody sell now? Like, is that what you're waiting for me to say? Like,
yeah.
So and then buy now, like, you know, I'm not gonna give you every fucking trade. Like,
bro, if you told people to sell, there would be a fucking riot.
And then they'd be mad. Like, why'd he tell me to sell? You know, like, why'd he do that? Now the price went down.
It's his fault. He crashed the market.
It doesn't, you know, it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation, and you know, I get what you're saying. Like, as far as you know, the people are shitty. Like, I've felt that way for some time, but like, I'm kind of coming into a place where like I'm enjoying it now more than like I have in a long time, actually. It's because I don't give a fuck. It's because I literally don't give a fuck. I will talk about my wife waxing my ass, you know, on a stream. I will talk about jerking off onto my sheets and my mom having to fucking clean up hard sheets, you know, when I was a kid. I don't care. I'll say whatever the fuck I want. I'll enjoy myself. I'll drink. I'll do what I want. I'll tweet what I want. And, you know, I know, like, the content that I put out and, like, the tweets and like, for instance, like, ICX today. Like, I was like, yeah, ICX is about to send it, and it sent it. you know, like in the same 5-minute candle. Like my track record is fucking good, but there's a clique of cunty people on crypto Twitter that refuse to like anybody's tweets unless you're part of their fucking private group shilling the same coins. That's the facts, you know? So that's why you have certain people accounts are growing mad big, and then someone like myself who's like putting in work and been nothing but accurate, frankly, for the past year and a half, like they won't touch it. No matter how fire my content is, they won't give me that like, because they don't want to see me grow. And that's how I feel, you know?
Because you're a filthy paid group leader.
Oh yeah. One day I'll be a filthy like not tweeting shit guy, because you know, I'm just pretty comfortable where I'm at. But you know, I do this frankly because I enjoy it, and I know for certain that there's a small group of people that have paid attention to the journey and have watched and listened and learned, and we've made a lot of money together, frankly. So I do it for you guys, like the people that pay attention and watch the streams and like support. Like that's the only reason I'm doing this, like publicly at this point. Like there's no purpose, you know?
It always feels good, you know, and I'm sure you've gotten these kind of DMs, and you know, I have too. When people like message you and like they're
like,
of
hey, I
course
just
not
made a fucking
like,
shitload of money.
Yeah, like hey, I was able to pay off my student loans, bro, and like you know, I was able to do that because of what I learned from you, and it's always like kind of humbling. Like, wait, are you serious? Like, because of me? Like, are you serious? But
bro,
it's good hearing that.
Dude, like I called nobody on CT called Chili's. I called Chili's the fucking hourly candle. Go look at the tweet and you see the fucking candle
Chili's,
that I called. Do you want to see what candle I called on Chili's? Like it was literally like
oh my god,
it was like this candle right here. This is the candle. Like I'm like, yeah, Chili's about to send it. Like that's like there's a couple guys in my group that made life-changing money off that fucking trade. I closed early like an idiot. I would have made like $1 million on my loan.
So are people mad at you about that now?
No, they can't be. No, it's not possible. They can't be. But nobody gave me any credit. All I saw was people saying like nobody said anything. You know?
It's always somebody that's fucking mad. I always say like, don't buy what I'm gonna buy because you know you're not me.
Here, look, this
like I post like a trading journal and shit, but you're not gonna execute like I do. You're not gonna fucking dump when I do. Like, you know, I've been here a while, like, and I know like some people are gonna be like, oh, you're, you know, fuck you, like, but a lot of what I do, I feel like is kind of off of gut feeling. Sometimes I'll just get a weird feeling about shit, and you know, I'll be like, oh fuck, you know, I need to go sell, or you know, sometimes I'll like get a weird FOMO on something, and normally like what I do is I'll wait a day and see if I'm still like having that craving, you know, and then I'll go in like, but it's, you know, people are like, we talk about shit, but at the same time, like you said earlier, you know, you're not fucking spoon feeding anybody. I'm not going to tell you when to fucking exit. You know, I'll show you a fire entry. You can hop on, and it's up to you not to be fucking super greedy. And, you know, hey, if this shit goes a couple exits, maybe it's time to take a little profit off the table. You know, I tell people a lot of times, if you're that concerned about getting wrecked, you know, when you get a 2x, take half off and just be done with it. Let it run. You know, see what happens after that, because you've gotten your money back. There's, you know, you can't lose any money. There's nothing to fucking bitch about at that point.
This is what I said.
Jack said he's going to buy a small bag of Hero on Bittrex after the stream. Jack, we are actually liquid on SushiSwap and Uniswap. So if, you know, Bittrex isn't my favorite place in the world, but, you know, if I think there may be better liquidity for you on DEX. And I will say that Hero has, you know, because we are building on Solana, we're doing something really cool that nobody's ever done, actually, on Ethereum or anywhere else. And we're bringing a new kind of AMM to the market, which is going to be really insane. And I think you'll see that white paper next month, hopefully sooner rather than later. But that's all I'm allowed to say. I've read the white paper. It's insane, but I can't really talk about it beyond that. Boy, that icon Bitcoin chart.
This is fucking bullish, period. Like, straight up bullish. It's bullish.
I only hear BNT and Rook from Messi since months.
Oh, shut up. See? Messi, poor Messi.
Don't cry about it, you little bitch.
Dude, you're just like... You be on Twitter too much. Like, fuck those guys.
Man, I'm dead ass serious. You know, when I'm out, my Twitter is disappearing, and
Damn.
the people that need to talk to me know where to find me after that.
I don't know.
I've got a smaller Twitter account
I
with
need somewhere
1,000
to
followers.
find. I need a way to find you.
All right, you'll know where to find me. I've got a smaller Twitter account with 1,000 followers. I'm looking forward to continuing my journey there, and hopefully nobody's like, oh shit, everybody go follow. This is his new account. Like that would be really helpful. I'd just fucking block it. Go private maybe or something like that.
Dude, this sounds. Yeah. You sound fucking stressed out.
What do I think about YFDs? What do you think about YFDs? What do you, KJ? What do you think about BOFA?
Both of these nuts.
Yeah. Think about BOFA. Alpha does look really good.
I was looking at this last week. Yeah.
You're gonna leave all your followers hanging. Oh, so
Who
what?
cares? Fuck you.
Don't
We don't owe
about
you
them.
anything. That's what you need. That's what you need to realize. Like the guy who comes in here and talks shit. Like we literally owe you nothing. I owe you nothing. You can go watch BitBoy if you don't like it. Go with the rest of your fucking pleb friends. And learn
BitBoy,
nothing.
Chico Crypto.
Like literally, it bothered. You know what bothered me so much is because Stillman was giving like some serious fucking alpha, and this guy's like, "Look at these guys. They're not saying anything. They're trying to sell something."
Folks do.
And I'm like,
Folks do.
yeah, I'm like, bro, you don't understand. Like Stillman's up at like 3 a.m. to kind of share something with you.
All I gotta say, these hoes ain't loyal at all.
He's not doing it for his health, boys.
These hoes ain't loyal.
They're not. But like, look at this, right?
You know what?
Like fucking
Put some
audience.
respect on Stillman's name. If I hear anybody, even one more fucking time, not putting respect on Stillman's name, you're gonna have a fucking problem.
Yeah,
Big
Stillman
fucking
is the
problem.
nicest guy in crypto. First off,
Fucking respect on his name.
He's a super
Right now.
nice guy, and he's super accurate. He fucking knows what he's talking about.
Yes, he kills
Period.
it. The fuck are you talking about?
He's a legend.
I had a stream a couple of days ago, or I was on. I can't fucking remember what it was, but somebody was asking me who some of my favorite traders were. I said Stillman was one of them,
Oh shit.
and smart contractor
Oh,
as well.
how great.
Dude, I think smart contractor is a fucking savage. Like that dude.
Yeah, it's my guy.
That dude like can see the future or some kind of shit like that. Like I don't know what he's got going on, but
He's on point.
something ain't right. Like aliens are talking to him.
Something
or
ain't right.
Something ain't right with that.
H bar. Like this is a shit.
Do I know if Siren Protocol is legit? But let me say this about options protocols because I'm so pretty bullish on Hedgic, just straight fundamental. I'm not a huge fan of the chart. One of those option protocols is gonna kill the game. One of those option protocols is going to the moon. Here's the thing about them though. Just like with DEXs on Ethereum, we had order book based DEXs for the longest time. But the reality is, why would anybody in their right fucking mind use one of those order book based DEXs when you could have the same experience on a centralized exchange, but like 100 fucking times better? Ether Delta was fucking terrible for anybody that's ever used that.
It was so
and
bad.
IDEX was a bit better, but not much.
It was better.
DEX finally got traction
I
on
don't know.
Ethereum.
IDEX was much better than Ether Delta.
It was way better.
But the market
than Ether Delta, but
conditions weren't the same.
Yeah.
IDEX
IDEX was still garbage relative to essentially fucking Binance or whatever back then, right? Or KuCoin or
it
wherever
was
the fuck
DEX.
you traded. So,
Yeah.
what really blew up DEX wise on Ethereum were AMMs, right? Uniswap, things like that.
Right.
So options markets, and I'll tell you the reason why.
But
First.
Okay, go.
Here's the thing. The reason why AMMs were successful and order book based DEXs weren't is because market making is really fucking hard. And this is also why some people are a bit bearish on Uniswap v3. Market making is fucking hard. It's not as simple as, like it is now with an AMM, hey, just deposit liquidity and we're good to go. Like you've got to have a professional that comes in there with some kind of algorithm that adjusts risk, that adjusts depth, that does all of this if they want to be profitable, if they want to do it right, if they want to do it well. So nobody could do that. Nobody had any fucking interest in doing that. So you had a situation where there was no liquidity, and when there's no liquidity, nobody fucking uses it. Nobody trades on it. So the AMM was revolutionary in that for the first time ever, it allowed plebs to just come in, click a button, and now you're a fucking market maker. Congratulations. Of course, there's issues with that and permanent loss, namely. But with options platforms, we're Premia, Octus, Siren. There's so many of them. The issue with those is that just like these early phase dexes, these options platforms rely on a peer-to-peer model. And we're talking, you've got to be a fucking pro to sell these options contracts, especially on shitcoins, and come out with any fucking money at the end. Like, you're just asking to get raped, like asking for it. So I'm really bullish on AMM option models because I think that that's a revolution. Otherwise, why the fuck am I bothering with these decentralized options at all? I'll fucking go over to Deribit and ball out and have a great experience. That's liquid. That's fast. Like, why the fuck do I want to fuck around on Siren or Premia or anything like that when there's garbage tier liquidity? When there's high fees, when there's all this kind of shit. So from an option standpoint, I really like Hedgic because it is AMM based. And you also have Thin Nexus, which is AMM based as well. I'd say that's like the shitcoin tier of the options AMMs, where Hedgic is kind of blue chip. But even then, Hedgic has some growing up to do. It's got growing pains. In terms of Siren, I know it's legit. CMS Holdings. I was having a conversation with Dan Matuszewski about Siren protocol. I think back sometime in November when they were still like early phase LP, and it was a whitelisting process, and I couldn't get whitelisted because of my nationality and my location. But I know Siren's legit, and it has some big backers, but it suffers from that same issue of, hey, it's a peer-to-peer model. Who's going to be selling these calls and puts?
You guys realize every time I do a stream, I'm not getting any ass like tonight. Like that has left the building at this point.
Do you fuck every day?
Every day? No, hell no. I'm fucking married with 3 kids, bro.
Wait, what are you, like two times a week then?
At least, yeah. But if I streamed more, then it would be even less. Because there's never been a night where I've streamed and gotten laid. It's never happened. Because my wife has to put the kids to sleep by herself. So as soon as I'm done, I'm like, I'm on fucking air for 3 hours. So I'm like, I need to unwind. And as soon as I go into the room, I'm like getting yelled at. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, I will never do another stream. I think I'm done with streaming. I don't think it's worth it.
Do you use the boner in the back technique?
Of course.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're spooning and you start jabbing the boner and see if she reacts or see if she acts like she's asleep.
Let's not do this because I'll get real graphic. But
I'm hoping to learn some like sage wisdom here.
Sage wisdom. Okay, here's the sage wisdom. Put the kids to sleep. Do all that shit. Let her take a shower and say, hey, baby, why don't you go take a shower or a bath, relax yourself. Here, I'll get you a glass of wine. I'm going to take care of the kids. You go get ready, throw on something sexy for me, and you wait in that room.
That's romantic, bro.
Yeah, that's what you do. And then once the kids are asleep, then you could go into the room, and
Sure.
You blindfold them, tie them up, do whatever the fuck you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But the guy was asking, huh?
Are you loud when you fuck? Are you one of those guys?
I'm not quiet. Yeah, I'll make a noise. We'll make a noise.
You gotta let her know that it's good for you too, right?
Oh yeah, she knows. Yeah. I'm animated. You know what I did the other day? I did the chicken wing. You remember that? You don't see when you watch porn.
What?
I haven't seen anybody do a chicken wing in like a decade. In porn.
Are you serious?
Yeah, in porn. I haven't seen it in a long time. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where they're like, like the chicken wing. That's
no. What are you talking about?
I would demonstrate it, but you don't remember in porn when the guy would put his hand like this, like somebody here knows what I'm talking about. Come on. Like, if you don't know the chicken wing, you ain't fucking. Like, come on. What are you talking about?
I need to look that up.
Oh, the chicken wing. That was like an
I need
OG move.
to look that up. Yeah, it's a 6-inch combo. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
This ain't no 1-inch in
Dude,
here.
you go like this. Like, that's what they used to do in the movies. I mean, in like porn. They used to do like a.
Is 5 inches enough? I mean, if your dick looks like a Coke can, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask the women that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough for some of them.
Yeah, somebody that's like older than 30 here has to know what I'm talking about. But before I hop off, when I do the chicken wing, yeah, Kalo knows. It's like in the 70s. They used to. That was like I never understood why they did it.
Yeah,
that way.
that's like some John Holmes shit.
It was a move. Yeah, it was like Dirk Diggler. I mean, not Dirk Diggler. Like the guy, the hedgehog. What the fuck was his name?
Fucking no.
The guy, the rapist guy. Ron Jeremy.
What?
Ron Jeremy. Like he used to do the chicken wing. But
You know what?
everybody did it. Everybody did it. Trust me.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure the FBI is about to kick in my door, but I'm gonna Google what the chicken wing is now. Chicken wing.
It's not like anything special. They're just like hitting it doggy style, but their hand is like go like this. You go like this.
Okay.
Like, you know. Like,
Oh, bro, I just typed in chicken wing, and I just saw somebody getting a chicken wing stuffed up their asshole. So appreciate that.
Yeah, that I don't know. See, that I don't know about.
Yeah.
But so just before I jump off, because this guy is being a nice person, so I'll answer his question. He wants to know why I called for ICX when I did today. So we'll see, like, yeah, Korean F, time to send it, ICX. This is at 12:16. When I saw something very specific on the chart that I was like, all right, I feel safe, you know, like tweeting this because I think anybody that takes this trade is going to make money no matter what. But just like quite simply, like you see, like this high is put in. So first off, I was looking also at the daily. So when you look at the daily, this is the daily we were working on. We were already above this, right? So like this, you have a high, you have a low, you recover, you take that high out. That's already on a macro, that's bullish, right? Like, so at that point, because we took it out yesterday and you have this high wick that kind of got rejected, but it closed green. So it's still bullish. And then when today's daily starts out, we're already making up the wick. So as we start to pass this level, this, 250-ish, right? That's, like here. So we're passing that level. But when you look, you see this volume here on Binance, it's like very large. It was a volume breakout, and it was a double top. So this was scary for people. So like, let's say you longed here, and then you saw this rejection with this huge volume. It rejects, it takes out this level, but then it recovers and it pumps up. So as soon as it pumps past this level, which was rejected by the big sell-off, this is when I tweet like, yeah, this is going up, like no doubt, it's fucking bullish. It's that simple. And like when you're looking at the daily, on both sides, I already had a bullish bias. I've been bullish on this since yesterday, but it was just like even further, like more confirmed to me that this is bullish. And on the BTC pairing was bullish, and I was bullish on alts. So as soon as it crossed that level on the 1 minute after that big rejection with volume, that's when I felt comfortable to tweet like, hey, you know, this is basically free money if you long right now.
What is your target on that?
ICX?
Target,
sir?
sir?
So on the USD side, I'm not really sure. I'd have to look. But the next level is this, right? Like, so like somewhere around 5,500 sats. But honestly, like if that gets out, I think you're looking at 10,000, like this level, 10,000, and then we'll see what it does.
What are you thinking about? Because I can't quite make up my mind about
if this breaks 10,000 and doesn't stop, like if it goes up here and then makes a bull flag, like probably like you're looking at like, you know, 25,000 really. So I mean, you're looking at like a potential 5x versus BTC if this continues.
So I'm looking at Icon. It's number 67 right now, $1.6 billion, $1.7 billion market cap. You know, for me, I'm looking at him like for if this was 2017, I'd be like, wow, that's up there, right? But then I'm looking at some of these Bitcoin charts, and I wanted to hear your thoughts. And I know you're probably trying to wrap up soon, but I wanted to get your thoughts when we are looking at these Bitcoin charts. And I am a big proponent of just trade the chart in front of you.
Yeah.
If you all with no other context, you're looking at these Bitcoin charts, right?
What do you got?
There's part of me that's like, this is getting fucking ridiculous. Like, this has got to be over soon, right? But then there's also a part of me that I look at these charts versus BTC versus Ethereum, and I'm seeing like some really, really bullish looking shit. You know, like there's some great
Which
setups
one?
out there,
Give me one.
or just even ICX. Like looking at ICX,
It looks
you know,
good.
I think
It looks good, right?
it looks. If I was just looking at that Bitcoin chart, I might be like, wow, you know, there might be another like 10x in this shit from here.
It's
But
possible.
when I look at when I try to rationalize it though, and I look at the US dollar chart, I'm like, nah, like there's no fucking
but
way.
the thing is, you don't have the full history. This ICX's all-time high is like $11 or something. It's over $10. This is
so there's even plenty of room for it to run. versus US
It
dollar
can.
as well.
It could potentially make a new all-time high. It could.
So look at something like let's say ZRX for example.
ZRX looks pretty bullish
Just-
too.
The supply of ICX is not the same anymore. The supply is like way larger on ICX, so if it goes to the same price, the market cap is going to be way above what it was.
Oh, so not possible then, in your opinion. All right, fair enough. But looking at that chart, I wouldn't say that that's the top because it's at the all-time high, because it's not actually the all-time high. A lot of these, yeah, you're right. They're more diluted than they were in 2017, which is notable.
Sure.
All right, so ZRX.
Maybe it'd be interesting to chart these market caps, though. And I know you can do that on CoinTrader Pro if you guys have ever used them.
I would say like
Yeah.
looking at yeah, sorry. Looking at this retested a good level, held, made a bull flag. This breaks out, like this is your level right here, 4,000 sats. Like, and then you see, you know, like you can basically, like if you take these trades, like I'm not smart enough to call like these obscure targets. Like I can't do it. I'll just move my stop up with the move in a spot that makes sense. You move your stop up to a level where if it hits your stop, then now the trade is changed.
So do you mainly take profit with like a trailing stop?
No, I take profit at levels and then I move my stop up manually.
Sure.
Manually.
Okay.
And
I got
sometimes
you.
I'll
So
add
what do
to
you
it.
take
I'll
off?
add to it too. You know, it depends, and it depends on the position. Like there are positions that I take long-term positions in, and I just, you know, I don't even really pay too much attention to them, frankly, until they hit levels that make sense to me. So, like for instance, for Gather, like I'm like where it is right now, like it doesn't make sense to me to sell. Like it just doesn't. I don't really care what it does because I know like fundamentally, plus just like the fact that it's extremely undervalued. Every time I've played like something that's undervalued that's like lower cap, I set like a target, and my target's always been conservative anyway. So like my target on that, like for Lux, I was expecting that to go to like, I don't know, maybe $10, and it went to 50, you know? So it's like, I don't know, like with Gather, I think it's gonna go to like $3 to $5. Like that's my area. So like until it does that, you know, I'm not doing shit anyway, you know, like unless something happens so terribly fundamentally, like if something horrible were to happen and then technically it looked bad, then I would have to reassess. But as of right now, it's just in a bull trend and everything fundamentally just keeps getting better. So I have no reason to sell now. It's just like kind of like what you were saying, something that's inevitable, that you know, when you have that conviction level and you know you've done this for some time, you're able to set targets that actually make sense. Like you're kind of like, for me, whenever something's bad, it always gets worse, right? And whenever something's good, it always is like, it hits that level. It's like, how could this get any better? So like subconsciously, I'm able to kind of like price that in and have an estimate. And for me, it's like $3 to $5, you know, for that. And like, that's when it's going to be like, Jesus, like this is fucking crazy. And maybe it could go to $10, but I'm pretty sure like if it hit that level, there's going to be a higher level of liquidity. I'll be able to exit more without like affecting the market. You know, shit like that. As of right now,
I'm just wondering,
doesn't
like,
make
you know,
sense.
if we do have like another, you know, really big run and a huge push for altcoins and everything just does go absolutely crazy. I still remember in 2017 just how shocked I was by how hard everything ran. You know, it was ridiculous. Every time you refreshed your Blockfolio, you had more money.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It was addicting. I still remember all fucking day, just sitting there, just refresh,
Shit, I'm
because it
still
was just
doing
straight
that.
dopamine.
I'm still
It was
doing
incredible.
it. Still doing it.
Well, I just feel like I haven't really seen
Yeah,
anything.
get out of fucking Rook and MTA. Like, shit. Buy Luna and
Just wait.
AMP, you motherfucker. If you bought Luna,
Just
Gather,
wait,
and AMP, you'd be
motherfucker.
saying
Just
something
wait,
different.
motherfucker. Just wait.
Motherfucker,
Just
I
wait.
DM'd you. I said, what did I say? AMP, Gather, Luna. That's what I said. If
Just
you
wait,
bought
motherfucker.
those, you would have been retired by now.
Just wait. My
Did it-
retirement is coming.
True or
Soon.
not, Messi? True or not? True or not?
When? When did you tell me to buy those?
When they were cheap.
Hold on. You actually gonna? You didn't tell me to fucking buy that shit. Hold
Yes,
on.
I did. Check your DMs. Scroll way back, months ago.
Oh fuck me.
Check your DMs.
It's. I'm stuck in the loading screen.
Well, I got it. I'm not gonna pull it up, but
Yeah. The only thing that you strong armed me that I didn't buy was AMP.
come on, bro.
Yeah, MTA and Rook, not great picks. Well, that's exactly why I'm in them, Mr. Ada. You don't think that they're great picks, and I do. Here's the thing, I need a certain level of liquidity to operate. I can't just buy the fucking bags you're in, Ada. So Rook and Bancor provide me with that level of liquidity. I can't, when I fucking sell, I can't be slipping the market 50%. Like that's just not something that I can do. But I forgot what I was even saying. Okay, so anyway, I just remember how shocked I was in 2017, and now like I haven't had that same feeling, and I'm wondering is that because like I've already had this feeling, so I'm not surprised by it, or is it because like things aren't as shocking? Because I still remember in 2017, like nobody had a fucking clue what was about to happen. Like I certainly didn't know that I was about to make as much money, as I was about to make. Now I feel like I've got a pretty like firm grasp on like, okay, like valuations and shit like that. Like, I feel like, hey, I could buy something and bang out a 3x on it, and that's reasonable. But at the same time, like I still remember I thought the same way in 2017, and then shit just kept going and going and going. I mean, we could see ICX at a $50 billion market cap, at some point, or it's crazy ass shit like that. Like
50 billion.
I haven't seen anything yet that's just fucking crazy. Like these projects right now that are we've considered, like look at Uniswap, that's like a $20 billion cap. Well, it's gotten to the point to where like the top projects in 2017, like they were at like a $20 billion cap, right? Like now Uniswap's at a $20 billion cap. Like is that the new norm for like, okay, something is mega mooned, or are we going to see shit go to like $100 billion caps and shit like that? Like, I don't fucking know.
I'm reading our DMs. This is funny.
I don't even. Lord have mercy.
Messi goes, I'm 30 and married. My kids are coming soon. I said, if not, you're gay or got weak sperm. The kids coming after this run, huh?
Yeah, the kids are coming after this run,
bro.
Yeah, so then early January you're bitching because everybody was complaining that you're streaming 480p. I see you've stopped being so Jewish and you boosted your channel a bit,
Yep,
so we've
yep.
got higher
PC.
resolution now.
Bought a new PC. That's right.
Is it new PC? I think your channel's boosted.
Yeah. So here we go. Okay.
Wait, tell me the date.
1/11, I believe. 1/11.
January 11th.
Yeah.
Oof.
Where's AMP on that day?
Hold on, I'm about to pull up this fucking chart.
1/11.
AMP was a good play. I voted yes for AMP on Bancor.
But did you buy it though?
And then in return, they voted yes for Rook.
I said, what do you think about AMP? Check it out. Stillman most bullish on that coin fundamentally. When it comes to that guy in FA, he don't miss.
When was this? January
11th.
Okay, so Jan 11th. I'm about to do the percentage tool. Let's see. Okay, so if I'm going to say I bought the low that day, just to be fair. sold the high. Yeah, it was an 8x.
Shit, I sold you the top. I
That's,
showed
yeah,
you the
that's,
top.
that's about as good as I
Still
got.
showed you the top though. Yeah, Rook, you probably did the same thing.
Yeah, I banged out 5 to 10x
Yeah.
on pretty much everything I was in. In some cases more. I mean, fuck, it's not a 30, 40x, but fuck, I'll take 5 to 10x all day. That's insane.
Yeah, it's not that good.
And yeah, there's people that did better. I mean, fuck, don't you wish you'd bought YFI at $1,000? At the beginning of DeFi summer.
I wish I bought Luna
We'd
when
all be worth $40 million right now.
I wish I bought Luna when Xavi said to buy it.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. AMP looks like it's gearing up for another push.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't DM.
Someone, where's AMP?
I definitely was shilling you Gather on the stream together. There was a stream where we were like, you were looking at Rook and I was looking at Gather. And they both did really well.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm really liking this AMP setup.
Still bullish.
Stillman, are you still in AMP?
He's gone. He's long gone. He went to bed. So
You didn't even say goodnight.
he didn't want to interrupt the flow.
So Ed is saying he got in Luna at 30 cents and he's still holding for now. I mean, good for you, and I'm proud
that's
of you.
kind of crazy though. No, you should be selling some. Like,
Yeah,
not for nothing.
pretty,
Like you should be selling.
pretty fucking nuts.
Hopefully.
Here's the thing: in 2017, I saw so many fucking people make crazy ass money on XRP and Vertcoin or
And then
Verge
lose it
or all
all.
that fucking shit. Well, they held it all the way up and then all the way back down.
Yeah, like
Hey, but Wraith protocol soon, right?
yeah, Wraith. So my wife is
Wraith?
texting me. I'm definitely not getting laid tonight. It's not happening.
Oh, me either.
This is the only chicken wing that I'm gonna be getting tonight. Is this.
Oh.
But always a pleasure.
Is that a wrap?
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up. But it's always a pleasure, man. I love having you on the show. It's not a show. It's fucking guys talking. What am I saying? The show.
It was a show. We had some good bands today. So
It was a good time. We learned about when Messi shit himself with the dark matter, and
learned about the chicken wing.
the chicken wing. Yep. Add that to your repertoire.
Man, this man is giving you guys life changing
It's crazy alpha.
advice right here.
The chicken
Crazy
wing.
alpha.
You get extra. You get extra torque.
These kids don't listen. Nobody ever listens.
Banana fever. They're asking about banana fever. Have you seen that
I
message?
don't-
Do you know about banana fever?
I don't know if I want to Google that.
You don't. What would you do?
That sounds.
Let me stop. That's offensive. But
Wait, what is banana fever?
ask your wife.
She's is that some kind of racist shit or something? Or
No, it's very racial inclusive. It's like, have you ever heard of blacked?
yeah, I know it. Everybody
You know
knows
what
what
that
black
is?
is.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
it's banana fever is yellowed, where Asian men are now fucking all the women. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's I've never watched it, but I came across it on Pornhub and I said I don't want to watch that. But
Yeah.
somebody's watching it apparently, and I blame Andrew Yang. But anyway.
Is there Andrew Yang themed porn?
No, but
Oh yeah, spread it, baby! I'm about to unleash my universal basic income on you. Oh!
it was interesting though. It was literally Asian guys fucking women. That's the brand.
Huh.
Banana fever. It's called.
Banana fever. I love how you're just acting like you just chanced upon this.
No, I swear to God.
And
I swear. Believe me, I don't want to. It freaks me out. No, I wouldn't. It was on the home page, and I was there was an Asian guy that looked like the last Windbender, kind of like a bald guy, and.
I mean, the last Airbender.
Yeah, the last Airbender. Yeah, that's what he looked like. Or he kind of looked like One Punch Man. He was a bald Japanese-looking guy, and he had a white woman with him, and he was
And
they
laying
had
pipe.
Japanese letters in the background, and it was called
shit.
Banana Fever. And I swear to God, I didn't watch it. I didn't.
You watched it, right?
No, I really didn't. I was not interested to watch, but
Why didn't you watch it? You never get curious and just watch like something weird that pops up just for lulz?
You know, it just didn't look. I couldn't take it seriously, and you know, at my age, I have a job to do. I'm in the shower, pretending to shower, and you know, my time
With
is
your phone.
limited, and I knew that wasn't going to do it for me. Whatever was going on there was not going to do it for me. So, you know, maybe I'd watch it while I'm taking a shit or something. But at that point in time, I was serious about what I was doing when I went to the website, and I wanted to just finish, you know. So
Yeah, Johnny Turbo said it well. Come on, man, for science.
yeah, no, one of these days I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm curious to see.
Yeah,
what's
I'm
going
kind
on.
of curious. I'm kind of curious now.
It didn't
That's
look
all.
like something that would have accomplished my goals at that point in time. But it's interesting. Yeah, maybe they're doing chicken wings. But yeah, I think we've said it all. I think we said too much actually. But you know,
That's okay.
it's okay.
Better to say too much than too little.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. So
We even learn about the Korean pubes.
yeah, we part the hairs like the same way my hair is parted. Like that's the same thing that's happening down
I'm like getting a really disturbing visual. Hey, you know what? You know what's actually popping in my head, KJ, is you know who cousin you know cousin it
Cousin
from,
Hit. Yeah.
yeah, from Adam's Family. Yeah.
That's
I
what
imagine your dick
you're
looking
picturing
something like
the
that.
hair is longer than my penis.
Yeah,
Is that
I'm
what you're saying?
picturing
Is that
literally.
you- like-
Because you're Jewish, but with like a perfectly circumcised
Yeah.
like dickhead, like
There's
sticking out of
it's
the
like
hair.
the what's it an egg in a nest, right? Like is that what you're picturing? Yeah, you know,
Kind of.
you know the good thing about being a Korean Jew, I'll tell you this, is that women have very low expectations. So the common thing is like, wow, that's way bigger than I thought. You know, like legit, like that's like, you know, they're expecting.
Oh, that's
more.
nice.
They're expecting. It's like, could you imagine
that's
being
nice.
a black guy with like a regular sized dick? That would be rough.
Oh, and everybody's like always disappointed. Yeah.
like me and him, like you know, like we could be the same
Oh,
size, but
yeah.
like to
Only 6
them,
inches.
yeah, I'm much bigger because
Yeah.
the expectation is so low. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You see that shit, you know, it's the pubes. It's not a bush because the hair's so
no,
soft.
but
so
that's why I
it's just
shave.
straight.
That's why I shave it. The hair. The hair doesn't
Shave your
exist.
dick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
your dick.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Really? Is it?
Yeah.
It doesn't get itchy.
No. No. What?
This is a fantastic thing to end the stream on.
Yeah.
Darfex says, KJ, welcome to his life. He shaves his dick too.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Darfex, welcome to my life.
I'm gonna go try to. I'm gonna go shave my dick.
No. Go have a baby.
The last time I shaved my dick, I think I was like 16.
Really? So I
Yeah.
got this. It's like a Norelco single blade. I bought the Manscaped thing, but it sucks. Don't buy that. There's a Norelco. It's like a neon green single blade razor. It's like maybe $30 or $40, and Darfex is he's the black guy with the average size dick. Oh man, feels bad.
Oh,
That's shitty. Tough break. But
yeah. Sorry about
the
that.
Norelco, if you're into like grooming yourself, that one's the best. It's the best by far.
Okay,
Shave dick,
I'll,
the new laser eyes.
I'll check that out.
All right,
I mean, the last time I
gotta
shaved
go.
my dick,
I
it was
really gotta go.
shave.
This was fun.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and.